Welcome back to Irons United. We are back still for our last game of the season at the London Stadium. There's the worst kept secret in the world is really the West Ham team news. It's breaking all over the internet, left, right, and centre. We don't come to you. We try our best just to give you what we are, the predicted lineup, I suppose you could say. But come 3 o'clock exactly, you'll get the official confirmation from the club. Still, what do we know?
Well, it seems that Masuaku isn't starting, which is a massive relief to me. And Ben Johnson has been put out on the left in place of the injured Creswell. And Fredericks is back. Well, I think we knew Fredericks was back for the last game, but David Moyes stuck with Johnson at right back. But he's now shifted the fella onto left back just to show how versatile this youngster is. West Ham through and through. The next big West Ham player that's going to sort of is going to wear his heart on his sleeve because he's a proper West Ham fan, a proper West Ham player, and I'm pleased for him. I'm actually really glad that Moyes is showing faith in him.
Yeah, I think it's like myself and Alf done the preview last night, and I was talking about the old mindset of me going into the last game of the season when West Ham are safe and not fighting for anything in particular. And you always think, are we going to bring in loads of changes, breed some of the youth through, etc. But, with the mindset that the fact that the new season starts very quickly after this season finishes, I think it's really good that we are going with constant consistency, the winning side, giving the players, the credit that they're due. Your midfield trio, Souček, Rice and Noble. Antonio's firing on form. Bowen's made it, apparently, according to the rumours kicking around. He's made it. So it's kind of all good news, yeah?
It is good news. I think Moyes could have been a bit more adventurous and maybe played around with the team a little bit, but I get the fact that we've been a really decent team. This has been, apart from the slight shake-up in defence because of necessity, because of injuries, this is a team that's done really well since lockdown, isn't it? Or since we've been back from lockdown. Now, there's a message there. Antonio dropped. So the team news that we're putting up here is what we understand it to be, but it's not a confirmed team. I think once we get the official confirmation, there may be another change or two. I could possibly see. I'm surprised that Bowen is starting because I thought he would have been rested because of he got kicked around the other against Man U. I thought maybe Allaire would start. So once we actually get further confirmation, we'll bring it to you. But
just to reiterate, just for everyone that is watching, that we always don't like to say 100% that this is the side, but this is what you are seeing traveling around all the websites online. This is what you're seeing all over the news reports. If you do a little bit of searching, you'll see this is what's popping up. And listen, we're not factually saying this is a starting lineup, but if it is, I do like the idea of this side, and yep. Giving Johnson a run out on the other side, it shows that maybe he's got
he's showing faith in the player. He's showing a lot of faith in him, and it shows that Johnson could be an answer in more than one position for us moving into the transfer window, which starts tomorrow. We know we're going to strengthen, but we know we're going to have to sell as well. But it allows us that opportunity, doesn't it? That Johnson can demonstrate his ability in both flanks. He's naturally a right back, but this isn't the first time he's played. He would be playing at left back if that news is true.
Yeah, of course. So, of course, like we said, we're coming to you live today with a watch along, some team news announcements, etc. So make sure you stick with us
I've got an update. It seems that Johnson isn't going to be playing left back. Fredericks and Masuaku are in, apparently.
Right, okay.
So that's going to be quite interesting. And apparently no other changes. So in answer to Ian, apparently Antonio hasn't been dropped. Everything that we've just said about Johnson, we're now going to have to backtrack. So, I mean, this is, as you guys all, you all look at online and you see what's going on. We've got a couple of mates who give us a bit of information as well. And the message here is that Fredericks and Masuaku are
in. Still, I'm seeing completely opposite from all the reports I'm looking at.
There you go. I would like obviously my preference is that Johnson starts, but let's see. We're gonna all know. Basically, we got to work out who's at right back and who's at left back.
Yeah.
Everyone else is as is.
Well, listen, comment with your starting 11 and let us know your thoughts on who you would like to start for the final game of the season. I'm bringing you back early still because I saw you dancing.
Mate, this music is so much better than that rubbish you put on when we first started using all these images. And I mean, don't you think, people, this music is so much more relaxing, bit calmer, as if you just had a treble rum and coke lying on the beach. You know, I was going to say with a spliff in your mouth, but that would be so wrong because it's a family show.
We don't condone anything that is dodgy.
Illegal or anything of that matter.
Yeah. So, of course, the game is going to be live on BT Sports. What myself and Stel will do is try our best to be in sync as much as we possibly can. We do know that is extremely tough sometimes. So, but we try our best still, and we go from there. Listen, Villa are fighting for their lives today still. It's so important that they get, I think they need to just better Watford today, and then they have secured their Premier League safety. They're going to be up for this game today still.
I think they are. I think they've got everything to play for, and they're not going to sort of come out thinking that it's an end of season jolly. They're going to give us a right old game today, because they've got Premiership survival to look out for. But it's really interesting because I thought it's really weird because sometimes you live in a bit of a bubble. You think, right, West Ham is safe, so you kind of start to forget what else is going on around you. But I'm looking at some of the games today, and there's quite a few things to play for at the top of the league, at the bottom of the league. You know, so there's about three or four games that are worth looking out for today. But Villa, absolutely, they want to stay in the Premier League. They're going to give us a bit of a game today, and it's really strange. I think you may have said it as well, but I said it some time back that of all the teams that were down there, I kind of thought that Villa might just pull away from this, and they've got every opportunity to do that today.
Yeah, of course. Listen, we've got loads of comments. Shall we have a look through some of the comments before the official team news is announced still?
Absolutely.
Yep. Do you want to control that, and I'll keep doing what I need to do on the other side of things?
I will. Let's have a look. So,
no pressure there.
Harrison, good afternoon, mate. Come on, your irons. Thank you for joining us. And by the way, that shirt you got there with Declan Rice, the team are wearing the new kit today. So you know, the 125th anniversary kit that looks nothing like the 125th anniversary is going to be worn for the first time today. So good afternoon, mate. Thanks for joining us. Pete, good afternoon. Hope you're well. Joe, hi, mate. How are you? Neil, for the first time in a long time, it's evening rather than morning.
No way! I don't believe it.
11:18 p.m. on a Sunday night. I hope you're not having a nice little tipple watching us, Neil, and hope you enjoy the game. Another person, Kieran from Brisbane. Good evening as well. I hope you're well. Vinay, yeah, loving the music. It's much better than that stuff that that Anton put out sometime before. Good afternoon, Joan. I hope you're all nice and smiley and looking forward to the game. You know, nice and relaxing. Yes, Pete. A cheery tune indeed. What else have we got here? So, until we know if Johnson is playing at left back, it is a massive message to Masuaku. I would agree with that. And by the way, people, look out for our. We're hoping we're going to do it on Wednesday. We've got a couple of other shows coming up in between, but on Wednesday we're planning to do a transfer special show where we're going to have a whole host of guests on who are going to talk about, well, hopefully, if they agree, who are going to talk about who they like, who they think are going to leave the club, who they think are going to stay, players that they like to see come in, etc. So look out for that. I think that'll be quite an interesting show because we're going to have like half a dozen or so guests on. Some of people that you've met, seen quite regularly on this channel. Other people not so regularly, but do look out for that. So, Ian, going back to your point, Antonio dropped any truth. Well, we're led to believe that there's no truth in that. Thought Moyes would let him play to beat the record on the amount of goals scored in one calendar month. He's done that, hasn't he? But maybe you're right. Yep. Vinay, West Ham have to take it seriously. It matters so much in the relegation dogfight. I totally agree. But also for West Ham, every place you go up is worth £2 million. Now we know the club is a little bit cash strapped, so another 2 million in the coffers isn't going to harm, is it really? So they do have something to play for as well. Juha, is that how you spell your pronounce your name? Juha. Hello everyone. Hello to you as well, mate. Pete, yes, always good to show faith in youth, and I think we've talked about
breaking news. The team we said is true. The team we said is true. Fredericks, Diop, Ogbonna, Johnson, Rice, Soucek, Noble, Fornals, Bowen, and Antonio. So Johnson makes it over Masuaku.
There you go. So and good timing there, Pete. Always good show faith in youth, and that is the official lineup. That's exactly who we thought we were going to play, and that's exactly who's playing. And it is a massive, and someone said it a moment ago. It's a message to Masuaku. It's a massive message to Masuaku. Kieran, you said it. I think he's one of the players that's leaving the club. If we can get some money for him, I think he's on his way out.
Masuaku is not on the bench.
Oh my word! That's even a bigger message to Masuaku, isn't it? He must have thrown his toys out the pram, mate, and not being picked. Well, there you go. That's an exclusive, people. Masuaku's not on the bench. Great. Any loss? Not for me. And I know a lot of you do like Masuaku, but he for me has never proved anything to at West Ham. Bit of a flash Harry with no actual end product at the end of it. So any loss? No great loss at all. So what else have we got? Antonio drop. Always show good faith in youth. Yes, we've done that one. Hope we can counter Villa and be lethal. I hope we just go out and smash them, to be quite honest with you, and show that we can actually play on the front foot. But anyway, afternoon, Aidan. I'm still on the music. I'm always right. Thank God everyone agrees with me, and thank God Anton has finally gotten his raving hat off and has got some mild, nice, ska reggae music on. That's what we need. Anton is hammer DJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Anton is Hammer DJ of the year. Joan, I wish Masuaku the best. I hope he does well at another club. You forgot to add there, Joan. So there you go. Allaire and Antonio should have started up front for me and really got them. I agree, Kieran. I think, there is a lot of talk about Allaire leaving the club. I don't know if we will take, we'll talk about this. I'm going to do a show tomorrow. I'm going to talk about Allaire. We would take a massive loss if we sold him, because we still owe Eintracht Frankfurt money. We still owe them about 15 odd million pounds for the player. So it would be a massive loss if we got rid of him. Isaac, good evening, mate, or good afternoon to you, mate. New Zealand weed, vote yes, please, this November. You lucky bastard. I hope you're well, Isaac. Marcus, good afternoon. Give us a win. Don't care if we pinch it late on. I don't care. I'd rather we went out, and, like I just said, I hope we go out and smash them. But, a win's a win. And I think that'd be great. And I think possibly if we win our game today and if Palace either draw or lose, we go above them. We finish mid-table again. Not bad after the season. It's been an awful season, but not bad if that happens. Vaclav, good afternoon, mate. Hello from Prague. Anton Stelios, and good afternoon, everyone in chat. Good afternoon to you, mate. Looking forward to today's match. Thank you for joining us, mate. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. I'm rubbish at pronouncing foreign names. Look, my name is foreign and I can't pronounce other people's names. So, Vaclav, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Oops, damn, jumped a whole load there. So let's go back a bit. Where are we? Dell, good afternoon, Dell. Nice of you to join us again. Come on, you Irons. 3-0 to us. That's what I predicted as well. So I hope we're both right, mate. Jeff, hello, mate. Nice of you to join us. Thank you very much. Joan, are you as big a fan as I am on Mass? Then seems that you are. John Sullivan, good afternoon. I mean, we've got a new person coming on in a minute who's going to join us. He doesn't talk a lot of English, so you're going to have to forgive him. You know, we're going to. So you're going to have to take it easy and speak slowly. But John, hello, mate. Hi, lads from Carrie. First game I went to was against Villa in '67. 2-1 up, a few ups and downs since then. We sure have, mate, haven't we? Oh, nice of you to join us, mate. Thank you very much. Should we get him in? This new person.
Let's bring a regular. Here he is. Evening, Nigel, or afternoon, Nigel. How you feeling about the last game of the season? Watching it live from your shed. I'm in my shed.
We've got to show his name. Armin.
Let's get it.
Armin, how are you, Armin? I like that.
I'm all right, thanks.
Have you finished that kitchen yet?
Only B&Q, right, can sell hinges for doors that don't fit their cupboards. So I bought B&Q cupboards, right, and I bought B&Q hinges and B&Q doors, and the hinges have got different screws for the cupboards.
Brilliant. Was the pack open or slightly open before you walked out of the shop?
No, so it's just the hinges we've got to sort out. So all the cupboards are fitted, and the new floor and the new walls and everything. So I just got to get the doors done.
Listen, if you've never met us before, you will realise that we do genuinely not speak about West Ham on a regular occasion. Also, so if you are interested in any home improvements, make sure you subscribe to Irons United, and you'll get your best tips for how you fit your kitchen door. Nigel, West Ham starting 11. Masuaku doesn't even make the squad. What is your thoughts on the team selection today?
Masuaku don't make the squad.
No.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Bench, mate.
Well, see, I'm getting messages of a certain gentleman who keeps saying that Masuaku's playing, but yet the team news has been announced and he ain't there.
All right. Well, there you go then, isn't it? Fantastic. Perhaps the person that's in the know needs to bleed him wise up. Or he's playing games with us, to be fair, probably.
I think
he's probably sold us a pup. Someone's probably got his arm up behind his back going, don't tell them over there.
Tell them something different.
Tell them something different so they look stupid. But that's what I waited till after 3 o'clock. Didn't make a mug out of me.
Well, we got it right anyway, so we're okay.
So,
but yeah, it's a massive statement, isn't it, that Johnson is playing at left back and Masuaku. I mean, it would sound to me, if Masuaku hasn't even made the bench, that he's thrown his toys out the pram, hasn't he?
We can always read a lot into these things, and the truth being, we don't really know, do we? I mean, Masuaku could be injured for all we know, but
could be. And Martin says that Masuaku has an injury, so it could be that. It might be a convenient injury, but let's not speculate.
Has it been? I've not been on Twitter today. Has it been tweeted? Has anyone dropped any hints of what would be going on?
I'm not on Twitter, mate. So you're asking the wrong person.
Yeah, so it makes me wonder. Perhaps the sieves have had some old sealed. Perhaps the colanders are blocked and they can't, get the words out. But Terry Frank says, "Hi, Nigel." So, Franksy, how you doing, mate? How's your cab driving going? I know everyone. Look,
he's just got his mates coming on.
He does.
His mates coming on.
How do you think I boosted more than just a podcast? You've got to come on, mate. Make me look good. But Christ,
Nigel, you got in trouble on your podcast. That's why you've changed your name. You were given a to-do from Sean. Listen, Nigel, I'm not sure if you actually have seen the starting lineup. So just for you and you alone, mate.
Oh, here we go.
11. Oh no, there's no music.
Mate, I was waiting for a bit of Bob Marley to funk it up, and We've got Simon
Lord.
Sands of silence.
There it is, rolling across the bottom. Still, I'll let you chat to Nigel about the starting lineup, and I'll go and sort out some funky tunes for us. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Well, I'm gonna bring Matt in as well. I'm going to bring Matt in as well. Put some. Don't do what I did the other day and put Morrissey on and get, a
yellow card.
A yellow card from YouTube. But there you go.
I thought it was quite clever. Himself. He was so proud of himself.
Proud of myself. I thought it was a clever little link. Not only did I put the music like every day Sunday for the Sunday show, I even found a photo of Morrissey kicking a football. I thought, how clever is that?
Well, I'd tell you what, I'd give you 10 out of 10 if you'd have got the picture with Morrissey wearing West Ham t-shirt, which there is. Now you would have got 10 out of 10.
I know there is, and I know I've seen him with it. I have, so yeah.
I'm going to bring Matt into the stream.
We'll talk team news. You go and do your DJ. Look, here we go, Marcus. You're absolutely right. Sack the DJ, or as the Smiths once sang.
Hang the DJ.
Hang the DJ. How are you, Matt? You well,
I'm
mate?
not bad, mate. Yourself? Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, not bad. I'm a bit warm in here. Guys, I don't know what's going on. 1 minute it's raining, the next minute it is a bit muggy, yeah. I might have to change this top. It's not very conducive to the warm weather. Team news, mate, what do you think?
I'm surprised he didn't play Masuaku, I'll be honest. I was slightly worried.
That he was going to play him.
Back in.
Yeah, I was really worried that he was going to play him as well. But we hear that apparently people are saying he's injured. So that's part for the course, isn't it? All our left backs have been either out of tune or injured throughout the whole season. Well, not just this season, but several seasons. So, but if he's not injured, what do you think that says about Masuaku?
That he just doesn't trust him, rate him.
Is he on his way out?
You know, we're going to be doing. The thing is, right? There's going to be lots of points in this game we've got to defend well, because forget like when we said the Watford game, they're going to go for it. This is literally. I saw a thing earlier, and the only way Villa can absolutely guarantee they stay up is to win.
Yeah.
If they lose, they could potentially, either Watford could overtake them, which I doubt Watford will, but Bournemouth could go past them. So maybe Moyes has just gone. We can't afford to be making mistakes at the back, because you're never confident when Masuaku's in.
Yeah.
The only time he looked good was playing a back five, and I don't think Moyes is going to change the entire team formation just to bring Masuaku.
Just to accommodate him. I totally agree.
Well, what about you? Quickly, look, someone with a lot of time on their hands did a West Ham.
That's what I was talking about. That's the thing I saw earlier. Yeah.
Oh my word! Where's
that was on Twitter.
I'll read it out. So it says a Villa result v West Ham. So if Villa win, you got to ask, did Watford win? If the answer is yes, you have to say, did Watford win by 2 more goals than Villa? So if the answer to that is yes, then Villa go down. But if it's no, Villa stay up. Then you got Villa draw, what is the Watford result? So if Watford win, Villa go down. If Watford draw, Villa stay up. Watford lose, Villa stay up. But the best one is what happens if Villa lose, which we all think they will. Then the Watford result, a win or a draw for Watford, sends Villa down. But a loss, did Watford lose by 2 less goals than Villa? So if West Ham win 4-0 and Watford lose 1-0, then Villa go down.
Someone's got an awful lot of time in their hands, didn't they?
And just to throw that in, you also then go, if Villa lose and Watford lose, what did Bournemouth do? Because if Bournemouth win, both Villa and Watford go down. Yeah.
I think it's quite intriguing, because I think I said right at the start of the show that once sort of West Ham's fate, you kind of, well, I certainly switched off to everything else that's going on around. Yeah, but there's quite a lot of games today that have got something to play for, not just at the bottom of the league, but at the top as well, for Champions League places, etc. So in a way, it is the Premier League and Sky Sports and all the other TV companies have got what they were hoping for. Despite not having any fans at the stadiums, they've got an exciting final day of the season, haven't they? There's quite a lot happening today.
Yeah, Leicester Watford obviously is probably the big game on Sky, because obviously 4th spot is actually more important than obviously which teams go down. Obviously,
Yeah.
The rest of the world's more interested in who finished 4th than who's going to lose their spot in the Premier League. The rest of the world, obviously, This shows the way Sky works, isn't it? And we get shunted off to BT Sports.
BT Sport, yeah, because we're worthless. Well, you know, I've got a free pass for it.
Sounds
so
like
I
I'm United there still. Don't like, you know.
we got nearly double figures watching at the moment. We're doing really well.
Yeah, right, deal.
So, what do we think today? Are you surprised that perhaps we didn't, Moyes didn't change it up? Is he right to have kept the team as it more or less as it was? He's made enforced changes, as we know, at right back and left back, but or certainly at left back, I should say. But do you think maybe he could have been a little bit more ambitious? Well, I'm not ambitious, but maybe mixed it up a little bit. You know, are we surprised that perhaps Haller's not starting? Are we surprised that maybe, you know, Bowen is playing despite getting kicked all over the park against Man United? Do you think he should have changed it? Is he right to have kept most of the team as it was?
I watched last night with Anton and Alf, and I think I was with Anton in that you got to keep it the same as it is. In 6 weeks' time, the season goes again, so it is a short turnaround. The players get 2 weeks off, then they've got 4 weeks of pre-season training, and you want to hit the ground running. Moyes has got this team together. This is the best form probably that we've had under him.
Yeah,
and you want to try and keep that mentality going, isn't it? You are my 11. Or predominantly the first team, because obviously he's brought in Johnson to cover. Fredericks perhaps gets a chance to prove himself because Johnson hasn't let the side down, and it's a big thing for Johnson because if Johnson does well at left back, you know, the bloke nails down his squad place whatsoever.
Yeah,
to have someone that can play left back and right back, especially considering what we've got at the back there. There's the two sides of the defence that we're all worried about. Then it's a big game for Johnson, I think, at left back more than anyone. But the rest of the team picks it itself, doesn't it?
Well, Johnson played, you know, the first time we got sight of Johnson was last season against Man City, where he played left back again. And despite us losing that game, I think that was a 2-1 loss, I think. Despite us losing that game, he acquitted himself really well. There was a lot of praise and for his performance. And I know I've said this several times before, but that kind of got him noticed, and he went back to the under-23s, but Pellegrini took him to the pre-season friendlies in China. There was every intention that Johnson was going to break through this season, but unfortunately through injuries, that's kind of paid for that. But now's his time, isn't it? You know, he's played the last couple of games. He's played really well. He had a bit of a shaky start in his first game for us a couple of weeks back, but you know, he settled in and it shows that faith that Moyes has got, doesn't it? I mean, some are going to argue, well, he's got no other choice. There's no other left back, but it kind of shows faith, doesn't it, that he's put Johnson in at left back and said, go and prove to us what you can do. And you're right, you know, that helps us with our transfers, doesn't it? You know, when we start thinking about who do we want to bring in during the transfer window, he'll start thinking that, okay, Johnson can play right back, he can play left back as well. So maybe that's going to help him out a little bit. I'm not saying that he won't buy a right back or left back, but it certainly helps, doesn't it? Either of you can answer that.
Yeah, it does. It gives him. It shows Johnson's versatility, I guess, which it would make him more of a squad player because it gives more options. He can play either side. It also means if he does want to get rid of one of the left backs and he cannot get anyone in, he does still have cover.
Yeah.
It might save him some money that he maybe thinks does need to get a right back now. Maybe he's quite happy with Johnson to play there because you said he started the last 2 games, and I think he's probably seen in those 2 games, and obviously what he's seen in training, that Johnson's probably the more defensive out of him and Masuaku.
But do you think Fredericks is going to survive?
I think he will, only because I don't think I think it'll be Creswell will survive out of him and Masuaku. But you don't want to change too much. I mean, I think, Fredericks will probably be there as number 2. Personally, for me, I think he's, at the moment, in ability and form, he's behind Johnson. But you don't want to get rid of too many players at the same time. You don't want a revolving door this summer where you see 12 people leave and 12 people come in.
Yeah.
You've seen teams do it in the past and you struggle, and it takes them 6 months to then playing catch up, and yet again we'll be in a relegation battle.
And that's a really interesting point, because in my show tomorrow I'm going to highlight we've got quite a number of players who are coming into their last season of their contracts, and that's on top of this list that's going around apparently of 9 players apparently being touted to sort of be leaving. And by the sounds of it, if all of these rumours are true, we're going to end up getting rid of about a dozen players. And it kind of goes to your point, Nigel, that you've made several times. Evolution rather than revolution. And if a lot of players, I know we're going to try and probably get rid of some peripheral players in order to generate some income, and there'll be 1 or 2 big names maybe leaving as well. But if we do get rid of too many and then bring too many in, then you've got a period of having to sort of stabilise that whole team, haven't you? And that doesn't really bode well, does it, Nigel?
No, it's the age-old problem. If you look at our tenure under Golden Sullivan, just look at the amount of signings we've made. We must be nudging nearly 100 in 10 years. So that's 10 a season, 5 per window, constant. And this is why, actually, if you look at where we were when they took over the club and where we are now, we're no further forward.
Yeah.
And that's why I try and hammer the victor that you need evolution, not revolution, because it's all about building a team slowly. So you get your core nucleus of your best players, and then you add quality to them rather than quantity. And this is the problem. You can the thing with this 25-man squad, I think it's unlimited with your youth players. And so we should be pushing, really, like the Nathan Hollands of this world, who's done really well at Oxford this season. I haven't seen the bench. I'd like to think that a few of the peripherals, the Connor Coventries and whatever, are on the bench. And maybe if the game's, drifting away from us, or we've got it sealed up, we can bring on the likes of Holland and whatever to give them, I remember the last game of the season, 85, we were playing Liverpool, dead game for us, to be fair. It was Frank Lampard's senior's last game for us, and we blooded a new defender called George Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we played another bloke called Keith McPherson. Both youngsters, both come through the things. Nobody really remembers Keith McPherson. Didn't make it. I think we sold it at Northampton. But George Paris had a great game.
And we've got 2 youngsters on the bench today. We've got Coventry and Silver, and a lot of people have been even I've been calling out for Silver to have a bit of game time, and Coventry. So we got 2 youngsters there. There was talk about you mentioned Nathan Holland, that he might have made the bench today at the very least, but he hasn't done that. A lot of people do question about our youngsters. People say that when you get to around about 21, 22, and if you still haven't broken into the first team, the chances of you doing that are pretty slim. Would you guys agree with that? Would you guys agree that if you're playing for the under 23s, if you haven't actually broken through in terms of like regularly breaking through by about the age of 19, 20 maybe, then maybe your chances is going to pass you by?
You do see some late developers, but yeah, generally speaking, it's the Premier League. It's so cutthroat, it's so quick that unless you are an amazing kid, you're not going to get the chance. And you will see the kids go out on loan, and it depends what they do out on loan. But we're never going to know because, I think this year's the first year we've sent kids out on loan to the Championship. Like you said, Nathan Holland went and played in League One. Like, we've had so many kids over the last 5 years that we've said, oh, this is going to be the kid, they're going to do well, they're going to do well. And then they don't, because they don't play at a high enough level for us to see if they're going to develop.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you've got Dean Garner and you've got people like Everton and Newcastle and teams in Germany sniffing around at him for 20 million plus because he's going to have a good season in the Championship.
Yeah. And yet Nathan Holland has been rumoured to be the Premier League 2 player of the season. Oh, he's a contender for it. So he's certainly had a very, very good season. But what is he now? He's 22, I think, Nathan Holland. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone knows. But you look at Dean Garner and you look at Nathan Holland, and of the 2, most people will I think before last season, before Dean Garner broke through, I think the reason why my understanding is why Dean Garner came into the squad last season is because Holland was injured, and so that gave Dean Garner the chance. And the rumor is, or it's suggested that it was going to be Nathan Holland who was going to break through last season. Yet because of injury, that opened the door for Dean Garner, and Dean Garner did all right, and as you've just said, Matt, he's gone out to the Championship and he's done quite well there. So has that chance passed Nathan Holland by? Are we going to see Nathan Holland? Because we're not going to have a lot of money. We all know that we ain't got a lot of money to buy players next season. Moyes keeps talking about all these young players that he wants to bring in, or he wants to build a young squad and stuff like that. So you look at Dean Garner, you look at Holland, Connor Coventry, players like that. Are they really going to get their chance next season, or is that going to be too many youngsters in one go? I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Ant?
I don't see the youngsters getting brought through. To be honest, mate, I think he's shown what Moyes will do with players like Johnson. But Johnson was there before Moyes was come in. I don't know. Sorry, mate. You've caught me off guard. I was doing something in the background.
I'll ask. I mean, what do you think of the youngsters?
Sorry.
Well, what I would do is I would scrap the under-23s. I would make it under-20s and then go back to reserve football rather than play under-20, then call it under-23s. I think this is a big problem, especially with the Premier League clubs having that under-23. They keep some kids too long. Cullen, he's probably done better by going out to Charlton. The problem with Cullen out in Charlton is that when you send these players down to League One constantly, you're in danger of creating League One players. That's the problem. So
well, Cullen's an interesting one because he keeps having his contract extended another year and another year. He's not going to make Premier League, is he? I think it's quite possible that he's been out on loan for the last 2 seasons at Charlton. They love him at Charlton. He's had quite a decent sort of time there. Do you think that perhaps this is it for him and maybe West Ham will maybe look to cash in on him? I thought, and correct me if I'm wrong, I thought his contract was extended to the end of this season, but it seems that I'm being told that it's actually extended to the end of last
season. No, they extended it in January, didn't they? They had the option of another year on it.
Okay.
So when it went down to the last 6 months, they extended it again.
Right.
Which Charlton were fuming about because they thought they were going to get him for nothing. I think he'll go this summer.
Yeah, I think he will. I think
he's proven he can play at that level.
Yeah.
In the Championship, and I think there'll be a lot of teams that'll sniff around for him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it'll be a lot of money, but I think he'll go this summer because I don't think he's gonna. I know some people said he could replace Noble, but I don't think.
If he was going to replace Noble, he would have done that by now, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
The only thing I would say is where perhaps you could point out and say, is it right? Is the fact is that we went out and bought Fornals, who was a young Spanish player, and without giving any of our kids a chance in that position, realistically. And for me, that's another downside of the way we've been running our academy over the recent years and pushing kids out to League One, League Two football on loan. That, at the end of the day, Fornals, I'm not knocking the kid. He does well. He does a job, but he's not been outstanding, has he? And he's got better.
He had a great start.
We persevered with him. No, I don't think he did have a good start. I think the first few months he was struggling to adapt to the pace of this. Then he got to grips with it around the end of October, November time. We were having a bit of a bad time, but he was one of the better players, so he was doing well. But at the end of the day, but we still persevered with him when he wasn't playing well, giving him game time or giving him minutes off the bench to get to use the Premier League. You tell me we never did that with Dean Garner really when he was here. We've not done it with anyone.
No one else in our academy has been linked with Barcelona.
Hang on a minute. There's Baker Botey, who's apparently being touted around all the German clubs at the moment, but that's more agent than it is talent, I think.
When we bought him, the journalists in Spain said they didn't understand why he was coming to West Ham, and it was purely about money. He should have been going somewhere higher.
Listen, hold your thoughts on that. Just for anyone that is tuning in, we do have a new jingle back up and running, and we're going to announce your starting 11 just now. Let's hope I've given you the right one. That is our starting 11 as we take on Aston Villa at the London Stadium. But listen, we haven't even spoken about Aston Villa, so let's take a look at their starting 11.
Oh, God. Thank God for that. Thank God for that.
Matt, Mr. Premier League, give us your thoughts on the starting 11 for Aston Villa, mate.
That's pretty much the same team they've been playing the last 3 weeks. I think maybe only the fullbacks have been changed, but they've been changed recently because of injuries. It's you're going to see, back four, Luiz sitting in front of the midfield 2, and then you've got your 2 wingers either side of Samatta. It's the same sort of formation we play, like a 4-5-1, 4-3-3. They'll play well. They press high, which is going to be a worry for us because if we play into it, which everyone else has been doing the last 3 weeks, they leave a lot. They press really high up the pitch. The front 3 and McGinn and Hurahan. It's going to be an interesting one.
7 points in the last 3 games, though. I mean, they're fighting. They're the informed side. If you take it, just from the 3 people that are challenging today for safety. Nigel, what's your thoughts been on Villa? I mean, is it? Do you think they'll do enough today, or do you think it will be that Watford and Bournemouth won't walk away with points?
It's a tough one to call actually, because Villa have shown that when they dig in, they can keep a clean sheet. The Arsenal game recently scored after 30 minutes, and boy, did they hold on to that 3 points against possibly what you could say is a better attack force than we've got. So, therefore, it shows that if they do get their nose in front, that they will hold on to it. What we got to hope is actually that it's us that get the goal. Because if we get the first goal, you can see like Watford, they may come out more, and we can exploit with the pace, and we can pick them off better than they do. So that's the thing. It's all about every game's always about the first goal, but I think this game predominantly, because I think if Villa get their noses in front, the fact that we've got nothing to play for, are we really going to try and go a bit gung-ho and play for it a bit more? Who knows? Realistically, I mean, I'm getting texts about Masuaku's actually. Fredericks is going to be on the left, not Johnson.
I'm not sure about that.
But this is what I'm being told. But then
either way, like it depends on Villa haven't really been attacking the wings massively, so Moyes has got a little bit of pressure off them. It's an opportunity for players to prove what they are capable of doing. And listen, if Fredericks or Johnson either or start in the left back position and perform reasonably well, as we were discussing in the preview, it's extremely important that we're consistent in our selection and moving forward, and we've got options. So if they can find, I don't think they're putting someone. Well, I could be wrong here. We've got history of doing it, playing players out of position dramatically. But I think if you play in the defence, as a previous person who used to play in defence, you can play on the left or play on the right. You don't have to predominantly be completely left-footed to do that or completely right-footed to do that. You can do it because you can easily cut inside and do everything you need to do. You can tackle within the same position. So if both of those 2 players are confident enough to play in the fullback position, and they can, as long as they can track back, the biggest issue I find with the players we've currently had is they don't potentially go forward and track back enough. I think Johnson's capable of doing it. I think Fredericks is capable of doing it, although he's had quite a few injuries. I think we all know Masuaku goes forward and always gets caught out of position. Creswell, albeit maybe the first couple of seasons he joined the club was as well. But from what I've saw from Fredericks and from what I've saw of Johnson, it doesn't really bother me if who goes either side, as long as they both go forward, which they're capable of doing, and then tracking back and supporting our centre halves and getting the protection that they need. I don't know what you guys think.
I worry. I think Johnson's the better defender than Fredericks, personally. I think Fredericks' pace makes up for a lot.
Yeah.
And if you've been watching the restart, they are very, very good down their right-hand side, especially with the team they've put out. We've been talking about Bowen and Antonio for us, but Trezeguet for them, I think you take his last 3 goals out, they'd be relegated. I think he's basically won them last, was it they've won the last 2 and had a draw as well. His dead ball and his his set piece ability and his ability to put a ball in the box is very, very good. And I worry that, when we've seen Fredericks playing right back since the restart, he hasn't been closing people down. He's been letting them cross it. So if Fredericks playing left back, I'd be extremely worried, especially with Gilbert behind him, overlapping him as well. I think Fornals are going to have another busy afternoon backtracking and doubling up.
But Matt, they're talking about players or teams that have come back since Project Restart, and it has. I'd be intrigued to see what the Premier League table would look like if this was the 9 games that all the teams came back to play. Because you're looking at Antonio scored 8 goals since his return. Trezeguet, I think he scored 3 goals since Project Restart, but it's taken him over 30
games. I think.
Yeah, over 30 games to even get a couple of goals for Villa. So there is a kind of new sense of life, I suppose, within all sides. People are trying new things, and you kind of don't go against what Moyes is going to do. I think it's good. I think it's a good decision, to be honest. And like we're all, I suppose, guessing is that Masuaku's.
One thing I am surprised about that we talked about earlier about the kids. Surely there's a kid in under 23s that plays left back. So if it's the last game of the season and we've got nothing to play for, why didn't we give the kid a go?
That's a valid point, but then what happens if both of those players, Fredericks and Johnson, do turn up today? The guy's not under pressure. You're going to want to start these 2 guys. You said to me there earlier on that you think Johnson's the better defender than Fredericks. I do agree, but I don't think Fredericks is worse than Masuaku. So I would rather have him in that position or Johnson in that position, covering the fullbacks and giving the support. When you watch the games that Fredericks plays in the fullback position and Johnson plays in the fullback position, they always support the wingbacks. That's the biggest thing we've been. You said it a lot, Matt, before in the past. Whenever Masuaku's there, and if Anderson was playing or Creswell was playing with Anderson, there was never that support. There was never that connection between the fullback and the wingback, in the winger. But when you've got Fredericks there and Johnson there, they both do support the player in front of them, whether that be Fornals, Yarmolenko, if Anderson, whatever. They've got the capability of offering that support, and there's that connection, and that's where I'm at. And I get the whole kind of bringing the youth through, but Fredericks isn't a crap player. So
no, it's just like you just said a minute ago about yet again we're playing someone out of position. How often do we do it? If we had to get a point today, I'd be like, absolutely, yeah, play him. But as we said, for us, there is nothing on the line. So what was problem playing whoever the under 23 left back is? Just giving him a run, even if he played for 45 minutes and you went, he's not quite there yet. We'll bring Fredericks on.
Well, the thing is, I suppose you have got to think of the Premier League, and if you play a weakened team, if we was playing Crystal Palace and this game meant absolutely nothing, then by all means, you could sort of pick half of your kids out to see what they're going to do, because the game actually means nothing. But this game don't. This game has got something on it. Not to us, thanks to that last-minute Yarmolenko goal against Chelsea. We ain't got to worry about that. But it still means something to Watford. It still means something to Bournemouth, and it still means something to Villa. And to be fair, I wouldn't want to see us put out some kids making their debuts today or starting with them. Because I think it would be unfair on the other teams. You still got to do right by them. For me, the defender, the problem is that we like to attack with our fullbacks, and if we're playing one that's wrong-footed, you want your best defender actually to be on the left. So whoever your best defender is, you want him on his wrong foot, because a defender, as you said earlier, Ant, as long as a defender can tackle, because that's why they're in defence and with pace. So you want them covering the wing backs, because that's their predominant first job, is to defend. And then you keep the defender that's perhaps not as good at the back, but is okay going forwards, i.e. Fredericks. You would want Fredericks on the right, because I think Fredericks is good going forward, not so good going back. Is he going to do that on the left when he's on the wrong foot? Because he's going to keep checking back. You keep checking back across the ball, you're slowing the play down.
Yeah. Be an interesting one. Lots of games. It's the first time since Project Restart's happened that we're actually going to see every game played in the Premier League at the same time. So we'll keep you up to date as much as we possibly can. There is a shed load of comments. Excuse the pun there, Nigel.
I'm in my shed.
Hammer of the Year's been announced.
Let's jump down the.
West Ham just dropped the Hammer of the Year award.
Oh, have they? Who is it?
Declan Rice.
As I thought. Go on, let's bring him in. Come on, Stel. Let us know your thoughts on the Hammer of the Year, Stel. Augie never got it, mate.
And that's absolute outrage, to be quite honest with you, because Ogbonna is the only player this season that's kept us afloat. But there you go.
Well,
I mean, in fairness, Declan Rice is one of 7 players that's played every single second of football this year.
Declan Rice deserves it, people. But, for me, it would have been Oggy. But there you go.
Before the lockdown, I was saying Oggy, but the way Dex played since the restart, I don't think you can give it
but the season's not only the last 9 games. The season is 38
people
games.
Have short memories, don't they?
Well, they do. That's why poor Ogbonna didn't get it. So
that's why all of a sudden Antonio was people talking about Antonio for it, saying he'd be in the top 3. Yeah. But he only scored before lockdown.
Who's the runner-up?
2
Do we
goals.
know?
No, it doesn't say. It just says Declan Rice won it.
All right. But what do you think yesterday on Claret and You, didn't they?
Still, you want to run through the comments, mate, or are you too busy doing some?
I'm busy doing a bit of art. So give me about
bit of art.
Wait till you see his art, guys. You'll enjoy it.
Do you want me to text Canning Town Len and get him to look at your art? So
I think he might. He might charge too much, so I'm not sure I'd want to.
All right.
Hammer Mulder is watching live from California. Hope you're well, mate, and things are all safe in California. We're seeing a lot of things happening over there. So yeah, Mark, happy with the lineup? I think I am personally, and I think most of us probably are. I don't think there's anyone in here that's disagreeing with that lineup, really.
No, I think the lineups are, what we all expected, I guess.
The one thing I said in the preview last night, though, was I would like to see all substitutions used today and a lot earlier, because you've got. We'll bring up the substitutions again here. You've got
strength on the bench. You have got strength there.
But we want to see these players. I want to see some of these guys. I want to see Anderson back in the side.
By the way, you were all talking earlier about why not use the left back that played for the under-23s. My understanding is that Connor Coventry can play in that position. He also plays centre mid, but he's also played at left back. So there may be a chance that you might see him on today.
Right, okay.
So there you go. There's a bit of insider knowledge for you.
After that, he won't get on.
He won't on the pitch now. Still said that.
Phil's inside bit of knowledge. Look at that. Look.
My only bit of knowledge. Well, I do follow the under-23s in order to see. Well, not as much as I should do. I think Matt knows much more. Oh, look at that!
There you go. Look at that. He's my hero. There you go. Look at that.
Do you know what, mate? I didn't realise that the Smiths only did 4 studio albums. Because I thought.
Just want to reiterate that we are on a West Ham United.
There were a few,
hang on.
Tenuous link. It's a tenuous link. There were a few other albums, to be fair, because if you're not calling Hatful of Hollow an album, it was the first Smiths album that I bought. But that was an amalgamation. So they took the first album, Smiths, and then the second album, I think, which you're talking about, is probably Meet His Murder. And then they took that, but before Meet His Murder come out, they did a Hatful of Hollow, which was some of the Peel, John Peel sessions that they did, and some of the B-sides, and put it on. So I class Hatful of Hollow as a full album. I believe for me there was 6.
Right. Okay.
Because I've got 4. The Queen is Dead, people.
Well, I'm not sure if either that or Strange Ways Here We Come. I wasn't sure which one.
That was when they were all going mad.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I mean, I might like my jazz, but I do have a couple of. Well, I've got all the Smiths albums, but not. Well, I've got 4 in my collection there.
Right. Yeah.
The original vinyl.
Yes.
Proper music.
Well, there is obviously the thing, that the Smiths did on their albums and singles, that they had a different person. They were never on the cover of any of their albums.
Yeah.
But Morrissey is on the cover of all of his.
Yeah. Yeah, he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Not because he's he's got an ego or anything.
No.
Right, so we digress. We've lost about 20 viewers because we just spoke about the Smiths. Not really. Anyway, so where are we?
Go through the comments still.
Oh, let me go through the comments. Okay, let me go through the comments. I think we missed quite a few. Forgive me if these have come up already. Lawrence, evening from Dubai. I bet Stell's gutted is not a Masuaku is not in the squad. I'm crying in my beer, mate. Absolutely. John Kedwood, good afternoon, mate. Hello, everyone. Like to see Silver or Coventry come on. Well, we've just been talking about the youngsters. I think it would be nice to give them 15 minutes, not 3 minutes at the end when it's all over. So yeah, Joe, thank you, mate, for correcting me. It's impossible to take over Palace because we're on 38 and they're on 42. Thank you for correcting me. The silly I was. Vaclav, thank you, Stelio. Perfect pronunciation of his name. Let's go Irons, Thomas Sucha. Isn't it great when we sign a player from a particular country that people from that country start to look at West Ham and start supporting them? I think that's fantastic. What else we got here? Lot of buzz going around from Pete. There is, mate. We're all happy, aren't we? We're not, biting our nails to the core because we need to win. So that's good. Ian, West Brom looking at signing a Yeti. Might be a good move for him. Hugo back at the club. Contract expires 2020. Now that's an interesting point because we looking at a couple of QPR players apparently, Eze and Ryan Manning, their left back, and we're talking about why they might be good enough to play in the Premier League, and yet when we're looking at someone like Hugo, we're all kind of like laughing and going, well, he ain't going to make it, is he? And that's quite an interesting point because he's had quite a good season, hasn't he? What do you think, Matt? Hugo, what do you think of a Yeti? A Yeti going to West Brom? That sounds silly, doesn't it? Why would they want to do that?
But then again, he might do something. Don't forget. I mean, he hasn't really had many minutes, has he? Same as Hugo, to be fair.
There's a reason for that, though.
Hugo.
It's because of the minutes he has had. We've seen what he can do.
The same as Hugo, though. Hugo didn't get many minutes. Came in for about the same amount of money. I think he played 33 minutes of Premier League football or something, Hugo.
There's a lot of talk about
QPR.
There's a lot of talk about a lot of young championship attacking players and strikers that we're meant to be looking at. Players from Brentford, Fulham, a couple of other clubs, etc. Would you turn around and go, well, Hugo hasn't done that bad, I'll give him a chance? Would he be a decent backup, or do you guys think he's not?
I would bring him back if they're getting rid of a Jetty, because we have, it's already been told by absolutely everyone and every ITK going, we've got no money this summer.
Yeah.
So if we're going to let Jetty
we have got money. We just got to generate it.
Yeah. Apparently we still haven't paid for Suchek yet. We still got to sell to pay for him.
Apparently. Well, we still haven't played for Allaire. We still owe money for Allaire.
We've got 11 million coming out.
Yeah, but that's semantics, isn't it, Allaire? It's all about end of season.
This month, one payment.
Well, no. But this is the thing. It's all to do with written into the contract. It said we'll pay you at the end of the season. Well, obviously, Germany's season finished like 4 weeks ago, I believe. Our season's still going. Obviously, when the contract was drawn up, though, the Germans were expecting the end of season in the middle of May, not at the end of July. So it's a bit semantics.
I wouldn't want to make the same mistake again of selling them both and just bringing one centre forward and yet again going into a season with only two.
Well, that's the other danger, isn't it? We found ourselves a bit short, didn't we? Got rid of all 4 strikers, mind you. We still had Hernandez. Anton's god, Hernandez was still around, and yet he did a dirty on us, didn't he? His season started and he went, I'm off. Because he was meant to be playing up front with Allaire, wasn't he? But he thought he was better off elsewhere, didn't he, Anton?
Well, for me, bloody well better off elsewhere. He's getting paid a fortune in LA Galaxy.
Yeah, he is.
Well, there's the irony. He didn't go straight to LA Galaxy. He went to Spain. And then they made money out of him by getting rid of him to America, which is what we should have done in the first place.
Because they know how to run a business and how to sell on players to make a profit.
Unbelievable.
There's lots of comments in, but before you carry on, Stel, make sure you get your predictions in. We haven't gone round robin around the group to get your predictions for today's game. Nigel?
Draw. Desmond.
Oh. Oh,
That's what I was about to say.
No faith
That's
at
what I
all.
was about to say.
come on, Matt, what's your score? Come on.
3-1.
You just said you were about to say a draw, and now you're saying 3-1 West Ham.
I was going to go for 2-2, but 2-2's been taken. So
Well, he's done it
3-1.
already.
Yeah.
Armin's done it already. I'm going to stay with 3-0.
I think we'll win.
I reckon we're going to win
3-1,
3-0.
but I don't think it's going to matter because I don't think Watford or Bournemouth will get any points. I think Bournemouth will draw, but I don't think it's going to matter.
Vine, do you really want an exciting end where we're still struggling to stay in the Premier League today?
No.
I'm thinking no.
No.
Do you know, years ago, and this is true, that the directors of the club used to prefer a relegation battle than a mid-table nothing, because actually, when you used to look, this is on the days when you could pay on the door, obviously when there was minimal season ticking and it's terracing, because you would get full houses. I mean, 1977, 78, when we went down, the gates were locked an hour before kickoff. 40,000 in the grad, probably more than that, to be fair. It was known that the directors actually used to prefer either like a relegation battle that went to the wire, because actually it kept the fans interested.
Yeah.
When the season sailed into nothing, you'd be getting like 18,000 over there.
But there's a lot of that, though, with clubs that are coming up in the Championship, isn't there, when they want to go through the playoffs? I mean, I don't think anyone really does, but when you do go through the playoffs, if you get the chance and you can guarantee to win that, it's a total money maker. I mean, you've got, 2 semi-finals and a final to play, and it's the gate ticket, the money, the Wembley money, etc. I mean, it's worthy.
Well, the playoffs were invented for that way. The playoffs were brought in because originally, back when the playoffs first started, the team fourth from bottom went into the playoffs. So the first season of the playoffs, I think it was Chelsea that fell into as fourth from bottom. We beat them 4-1, and it was Chelsea that finished fourth from bottom, not us. They went into a playoffs and got beat, I think, by Middlesbrough, who then came up.
Yeah.
But then what happened is that they said, no, from now on, bottom three going. And then what it did was it made the season alive for those teams from 10, 11 upwards, rather than just 4 or 5 teams with something to go for. They looked at league table and realised actually 10 or 12 could possibly, like with 5 games to go, make the playoffs, where they couldn't be going up promotion-wise. So it made the season last longer for the middle of the road teams.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Still more comments, is there?
Sorry, I was just logging in to try and watch the game. But yes, I'll bring up more comments. Personally, Emma, forgive me if you've seen all these. Personally, I would have liked to have seen Allaire starting just to give him game time and some confidence. I actually agree with that. I would have liked to see Allaire start. But I would actually like to see some of our subs coming on at half-time. Give them 45 minutes. So Allaire, for example, give him 45 minutes. Show him that, if Moyes wants to keep him, show him that he wants to use him. Rather than coming on with 10 minutes to go. Other than Fredericks, the players playing are the players who will stay. Those on the bench will go. Good point. That might be true, Ian. Kieran, this must mean Anderson has played his last game for West Ham, and that might be very true. Is he on the bench, Anderson?
Declan Rice played. Is Declan Rice playing his last game for West Ham?
He ain't playing his last game. I saw Canning Townsend thing, and I went, no, he's not. He'll be here next season. We're going to build around him. You need a tea towel on your head if you're going to use that name, Nigel.
What name, mate? I'm just saying, I'm in my shed.
I'm in my shed. What else have we got? Loads of little comments. Win Aston Villa. You a Villa fan? Win Aston Villa. Let's go. Simchek. Good afternoon, mate. Thank you for joining us.
Cool. You nailed that name there still.
I know I did, mate. Go on, you. Fabio from Brazil. Look at this. We've got an international audience. People from Australia, people from
Greece, Scotland,
Serbia, Greece,
Arabia.
Yeah, there you go. And we've got people from Brazil. Fabio, thank you for joining us.
Oh,
God.
Dear.
Andrew Monk, I'd give Diangana and Holland a go. Sal Anderson, Lanzini, Yarmolenko, Balbuena, Roberto and Wiltshire. Get Robinson, Lockyer, and maybe Eze. See, yeah, but that's the thing we're talking about. You know, we're talking about we let too many players go. You're rebuilding, and that takes time, doesn't it? But
the big question we want to know, though, isn't it? Was Andrew's dad called Harry?
Andrew, you could answer that, mate. Is your dad called Harry? Oh dear, you come up with them, don't you? Fabio, your English is terrible. Well, I'll tell you what, it's better than Anton's. He doesn't speak English at all. He's Scottish, mate. So there you go. Oh dear, where are we? Fornals was youth WC. Yeah, none of our players. Yeah, the Pablo. Yeah, he won the Youth World Cup, didn't he? He's a good player. I think he's fine. I'm glad we got him. That took me back to Pasha, Mark. Anton. Is that where you met Anton in Pasha? You know, listening to rave music. Oh well. Thankfully, we're getting rid of all that music. What's this? Epping Forest Country Club. What is that? Is something he's replying to? Well, I know it is, but
that's what they were talking about back in the day. So Pasha was a nightclub, obviously quite a big one.
Oh, right. I thought Pasha was in Ibiza.
Well, possibly. I don't listen, mate. I don't frequent, room at the top on a Wednesday night, Gothic night, and I used to avoid clubs like the Epping Forest Country Club because it was just noise to me.
Maximiliano Pericon. Good afternoon. Vamos que sube Trezeguet. Oh, another Aston Villa fan. Well, nice of you to join us. Thank you. That boosts our numbers. So there you go.
What numbers? We don't have numbers.
We're in 3 figures. I can't believe it. Everyone must be thinking, what's going on here?
Listen, here's some interesting stats for you regarding Aston Villa. Pre-lockdown, they conceded 56 goals, and they were ranked 20th in the Premier League from that moment. Since they've Project Restart, they've conceded 10 and are currently ranked equal in 8th place. They had 10 errors leading to goals. Pre-lockdown, again ranked in 20th place, and currently in Project Restart have had 0 errors leading to goals since the restart, and currently are ranked in 1st place for the Premier League. Just
there you go.
Little cheeky stat for you.
Right, few more comments before the game starts. Ian, good afternoon, mate. Mark, Mad Darlington fan. Hope you're well, mate. Thanks for joining us as usual. We get these people that got that other guy, the guy that's the Arsenal fan, always joins us, and we got Ian, Darlington fan. So there you go. Ian Smith, the young Portuguese centre back, can play left back. You're absolutely right, Cardozo. Yeah, but he's not even in the squad. But that is a good point. Yep.
Right, listen, lads, I'm going to make my excuses.
Okay, mate.
Watch the game in peace and quiet. And
yeah, don't blame you.
I'll see you afterwards.
Wish I could.
Before you go, Nigel, just before you go, mate, anyone who is watching, we will be coming on straight, in actual fact, possibly before the end of the game to do our review. So we're going to try something brand new today, which is we're going to be coming to
That is brand new, isn't it? Reviewing the game before it's finished.
Yeah.
No, not quite. Not quite.
We're going to make sure when you're watching with us in the watch-along, you're going to transfer across. It's a little bit like what Stell said earlier on today when you're watching Wimbledon. We're going to continue our viewing across on the other channel. So make sure you do keep with us through the watch-along. We'll do a review, and hopefully we'll get some of the guys back on. And I think tonight there's going to be another exclusive video.
Well, it's a show about a particular subject, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Go on then. Off you go. Get lost.
Take it easy.
See you later. Yeah.
Let's go through some of the other comments. Question for Matt. Matt, what stream shows are you going to do for me during the off-season? Oh. What streams or shows are you going to
do for me? Oh, he's wanting to know what you're going to do for Irons United, mate.
Yeah. Because I'll tell you something, Matt, with everyone around, Matt has got the knowledge. I mean, he is stato, but he never comes on.
There's his face. Look at his face. It's all going red.
Oh, mate, I'm sunburnt. Watch the beach every day. I'm actually sunburnt.
No, but seriously, you have stats coming out of your ears, mate.
We'll try and find something. I mean, it's not a very long off season. It's only 6 weeks.
It is only 6 weeks, yeah.
For which month for that's the Champions League and Europa League. So there's not.
I have ideas for you galore. Don't you worry.
There we go. Yeah, I got a free BT pass as well. That last comment.
And talking of which, can you give me 2 minutes so I can bloody well log on? Otherwise, I'm not going to watch anything.
So they are saying
teams are out and ready to kick off.
Oh,
Yeah, they're on the pitch, mate. You better hurry up. So they've just shown it, and apparently Johnson is playing left back.
no surprise.
So if you are joining us just now, we are going to be doing a live watch along, having a bit of banter. We do have a laugh. I'm not going to lie to you. It is a pure and utter laugh. Don't take it too serious. We've been doing them since Project Restart has kicked in, and we've been getting a lot of good feedback. Of course, we can't put the game on, but we'll try our best to give you the best, version of it in our words, I suppose you could say. What we do, though, is try and get in sync with each other, which means we might be slightly delayed to your broadcast when you're watching it. So just bear with us, but it is a good bit of banter. And like I said, straight after the game, we'll be coming on with our review. Also, Alf is going to try and join us. He has got a busy calendar, busy diary just now. So he is going to try and join us, hopefully for the halftime report. And if not, we'll have some extra guests coming on at halftime to discuss what's been happening in the first half. But of course, it's West Ham, Aston Villa live at the London Stadium, 4:00 kickoff. Villa going for safety. They need to better Watford's result today. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. West Ham are safe, which is good. Good news for us, of course. And we can plan for the new season. Before we move on, Matt, are you renewing? Well, no, do you know what? Let's leave that. I'll leave that till later on, maybe tomorrow, etc. Henry Lansbury's on the bench for Villa. Who remembers Lansbury?
Yeah,
Played in goal, didn't he? He was goalkeeper, wasn't
he? Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Yeah.
Because was it Allardyce didn't like putting a goalkeeper on the bench? Because that was a great idea. Is it back when we only had 5 subs and he didn't like wasting a sub on a goalkeeper, so he just didn't have a goalkeeper on the bench?
Something like that, yeah.
I think once or twice Lansbury played in goal, and once Tompkins played in goal.
Teams are taking an A in that kick-off.
I've just kick off, yet.
So we're matching, Matt, me and you the same time.
What time have you got, lads? My one hasn't popped up yet.
Time's not popped up yet.
Still logged in. I'll tell you what, when the time gets on the screen,
right, 15, 16, 17 seconds.
Yeah, you're about a second in front of me. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm 16, 17, 18.
So we're about a couple seconds.
23, out. 24, 25. So we're about the same.
I think I've got the same. Yeah, I've got the same as you still. There we go. Might work out for once. Might take the whole lockdown to get somewhat in sync, but last game.
Ian, that's a good point. Cardozo, it's an interesting one because Cardozo was signed by Pellegrini, and we were led to believe that he was going to be Premier League ready. He's going to go straight into the first team squad. And then as soon as he joined, Pellegrini went, no, he's not. He's going in the under-23. So it was a bit of an odd one, that. So
Pellegrini put in a fast one, telling him he's going to be in the first team squad. Yeah. And he went, oh no, actually under-23s.
Thanks for singing the song, Reese. They fly so high. Yeah. Let's hope they don't fade and die when the new season starts.
I think this was because I was making the point about why didn't we play Kidd at left back rather than, playing Johnson out of position.
John Terry, Dean Smith.
Harrison, not West Ham related, but apparently Wolves background staff lubricate Adam Traore's arms before games so he can't grab him.
Well, yeah, because he's got a dodgy shoulder, hasn't he?
I think that's why they lubricate his arms. I don't think it's for any other reason.
Because they know he said he had shoulder surgery once already this year, or he needs to have the surgery.
I think so, yeah. Mm-hmm. Jeff, will Alf be making an appearance to share his words of wisdom, or is he working? Is he coming on later?
I think he's going to try, mate. I think he's got a really crazy busy day. His diary's been, Aston Villa on the attack. Fortunately, it was a mishit from Trezeguet. And
it's going to be an interesting one, because what are they going to do if Arsenal and Everton score?
Well, apparently,
they start sitting back.
They can start sitting back. They won't have to worry. Yeah.
It's,
so for
us, there's nothing to worry about. Like, whether we go in front or behind, we're just going to play the game, see what happens. But for the other teams, like for Villa, do they want to risk? It's an awkward one. I wouldn't want to be in that position because, it's the old do you stick or twist. If Arsenal score, it's like, well, we're pretty comfortable right now. Do we keep the point? Do we want to shut up shop and try and hold the point? It's going to be a long game for them.
Yeah.
For all the teams in the bottom 3. And like you said, Still, I'm kind of glad we're not in that position.
Yeah, I'm glad. Any of you drinking yet? Here. Jeff wants to know. No one drinking yet?
Got some beers here.
I'm not actually. No, not today.
Not drinking at all?
Nope. What have you got? What's your drink of choice today?
I actually don't know. It's some weird Swedish beer. But, yeah, sure.
No offense to anyone who drinks weird.
Newcastle beat Liverpool 1-0.
Well, there you go.
Dwight Gale scored in the first minute. It's too early to score against Liverpool, though.
There we go.
Far
Long
too
dart.
early.
Bournemouth 9-1 to stay up. Worth a punt.
You know what? They don't have to win 9-1. Because I think the goal difference is almost exactly the same.
Right.
I think Villa are out of it by 1 goal at the moment. And I think Watford and Bournemouth are both on -27. It's just Bournemouth have got 3 less points. So the only way Bournemouth can stay up is to win and the other 2 lose. But I don't think the goal difference actually matters.
It's just result points, isn't it?
Yeah. Unless it goes down to goals scored, in which case I think Villa have scored a lot more than the other 2.
Good morning, Mark. Morning. What time is it where you are, Mark?
Arsenal have scored.
Arsenal have scored. There you
Yep.
go.
Already. It looks
Yeah,
like.
Aubameyang. 4 minutes in.
Goodbye, Watford.
What do we think of the new shirts, lads? Are we glad to see white shorts and white socks?
Yeah, it was a little bit weird with blue. But is that actually the full kit though? Because they haven't actually released the kit, have they? They just released the shirt.
No, that is the full kit.
Is that actually the full kit? Is that next year's shirts? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
with
think
the shorts and the white socks with the hoops.
I was a penalty for
hoop.
Arsenal. Well, that kills you, doesn't it? Giving away penalty away to Arsenal inside the first 5 minutes. So now, as I said, what do Villa do? Because
they hear that,
they will hear it.
Any team shouldn't worry about how they're going to do based on other results. It should be what they do themselves. You
say that, but United will come into it because you can't not.
Oh,
especially now that there's no.
That was a bit nasty. Grealish, he's a nasty.
Go on, Fredericks.
He's a nasty. He's a nasty little.
Go have a word there, Oliver.
Look. He didn't even go for the ball.
Oh, yeah.
He's got that in him, hasn't he, Grealish?
I suppose when you're in a relegation battle, you need a bit of fire underneath. Ref, again.
Lads,
that's his second foul in 20 seconds.
I really like that strip.
Oh, no, you need it. I was saying about Grealish, you need that bit of fire if you're going to be in a relegation battle. You don't want him just like getting pushed over. I'm glad they've gone back to the white socks and shorts though.
I'm still not comfortable about the sleeve, the way the sleeve sort of goes up too high. The blue, should I say? But there you go.
I don't mind it. I really don't mind it.
No, I've got to admit it's growing on me. I think it looked better with the shorts. I was a bit worried how it looked with blue shorts, but
6 minutes in, it's been a nothing game so far.
Nothing game. This is what. Well, I'm not being funny. Like I just said a minute ago, that will suit them perfectly. This will suit them now. A Villa and nothing game because Watford are losing.
Yep.
I was saying to my mate this morning that I think Villa will stay up. It won't even matter because the other 2 teams will lose as well. As long as Villa don't, even if we win, as long as Villa don't take a proper hiding, it won't make a difference.
Has there ever been a final day of the season, though, where things just haven't gone the way that people predict? There's always going to be something that's going to happen. If Watford get the confidence and get a goal.
They didn't watch Championship the other night, Wednesday night.
Yeah, what was it? Swansea over
Nottingham Forest.
And Swansea.
They had a 6-goal, was it a 5-goal cushion over Swansea?
Yeah.
If it stays as it is, Ian, it'll be Watford and Bournemouth that will go down along with Norwich.
Yeah, because Watford are losing.
Come on, West Ham.
So at the moment, Aston Villa are staying up by 2 goals on goal difference. And Bournemouth are 2 points short because they're drawing.
Declan Rice in the middle of the park, out to Oggy. Oggy back to Rice, back to Oggy again. Inside the West Ham half.
We're not rushing, we're not pressing, we're not going all out because we don't need to.
Right. Keep possession, I don't mind it, I like it.
Norwich are beating Man City.
The irony.
Well, they've beaten once already this season. Can you imagine if Norwich go down, bottom of the league, but they take 6 points off Man City? I can't imagine it's going to stay that way. Same way I can't imagine Newcastle stay the same way. But, I think they just haven't been good enough this year, Norwich. 2 weak at the back. Oh, it might got ruled out for VAR though. Norwich game's gone to VAR. This, I mean, yeah, we're passing it around. As I said though, they press high up the pitch. Norwich, Aston Villa. They press high to win the ball back up in our half, which is what they're trying to do now. And it's a case of trying to play either up and over or around. Go on, Antonio.
They're really quite physical, Aston Villa, aren't they? They're really like...
Don't want you to settle.
Yeah.
They don't want to give you time to settle on the ball because they are, even more so than us, a counter-attacking team.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's one thing they've done since the restart. I mean, I know they didn't do particularly well against Man United when they lost 3-0.
Noble out to Fredericks on the right. Fredericks, good ball into the centre, cleared away by Tyrone Mings.
But yeah, they're not going to let you settle. They don't want you to have time on the ball. They know you can pass around them. That's one of the things they've done, which is why they've not conceded as many goals, as Anton said, because they don't let you settle. They don't let you have time on the ball. And they're not going to, especially not today. Like I said, I'm more surprised that they haven't thrown as much going forward so far. But then again, with no fans in the stadium, it's not hard at all for a message to get to the pitch that, oh, by the way, Arsenal are already winning. That Norwich goal's been ruled out by VAR.
Yeah, Hernandez, it was that scored it, but then it was ruled out.
We're passing it around the back. They're quite happy for us to pass it around the back. As soon as we get into their half, they start closing us down, start pressing us. But when we're in our half, they're not bothered, and we're not. I don't think we're particularly bothered. I know Moyes wants the 40 points, but I think it's a game where he's not going to overcommit and bomb forward, Moyes, because at some point Villa may have to do it. So it might be better just to play a slow possession game, try and pick your points, or wait for the game to open up later in the game when Villa has to start going for it, if they have to start going for it. Because a goal for Watford or Bournemouth changes everything. But we're comfortable. We're just passing it around.
I was just about to say that. We're comfortable. We're knocking it around. We're taking our time. We're inviting them to come at us, aren't we?
Which they're not going to do. Like I said to you a couple of minutes ago, Bournemouth aren't winning, sorry, and Watford are losing. So this is ideal for them right now with the point they're currently getting. They're a point above, they're a point and 2 goals better off. So they're safe at the moment, Villa. I'm not being funny. I can't remember what game it was, a couple of games back. It might have been when we beat Chelsea or when we beat Norwich. And a lot of Villa fans were saying they were down.
Oh!
Antonio! Oh, he missed! Oh, I should have buried it.
Apparently, Bournemouth have gone 1-0 up, but I haven't seen anything appear on my...
That ball from?
Man City have now gone down the other end and scored.
Diop.
Man City are now winning.
What a ball from Diop.
He's on. He's miles on.
Great touch.
Antonio.
That was... he should have buried that, shouldn't he?
Oh,
he sliced it.
He sliced it. He's got to go inside of the foot, not outside. He's got to finesse it. If he goes on the inside of the foot, he scores. Oh, it's too much on the outside of the foot. Yeah, Man City have actually taken the lead now against Norwich.
Have Bournemouth scored as well?
I haven't seen anything from Bournemouth come up yet.
Someone said Jack said 1-0 Bournemouth, but nothing's appeared on my.
No, I've got Sky Sports Soccer Centre open on my phone. I've got all the technology going on right now. I haven't seen anything from Bournemouth yet. That's the first big chance of the game, and will that wake up Aston Villa? Because up until this point, we've both been, pretty quiet.
65% possession there. That's not bad, is it? We're just, that's a great ball. Unlucky.
Tried to thread it through to Bowen.
Daniel, come on, mate. Should we send you the link?
Yeah, he might not though. He might not. He might be busy being
a baby.
He's got a baby now, hasn't he? Yeah. He's got responsibilities.
See if he wants to join in at halftime or whatever.
No, it's this is probably the most quiet start we've probably had since the restart in total. Tottenham are now beating Crystal Palace. Harry Kane. So Crystal Palace are now.
Question here, lads. Who do you think will stay up? Who do you think will actually beat the drop today?
I think it's Villa.
Yeah.
And I think that because it's not going to matter. At the moment, Villa are up.
I think it's as easy as that. I can't think of a season.
No, Villa are winning. Sorry, Bournemouth are winning.
They are winning, are they?
Josh King scored a penalty.
Yeah, just seen it come up now.
So actually, at the moment, they are up on goals scored. That changes a lot. Bournemouth score. Yeah, that changes everything now. Maybe that's why Aston Villa have started. This is on BT1.
Yeah, so if Villa lose today and the scores stay the same,
then Bournemouth would stay up and Villa would go down.
Stay up and Villa.
Which is why you've just seen in the last couple of minutes, Bournemouth have now started pressing a bit higher and a bit. Yeah, it's at the moment they're staying up on goals scored because they've scored 2 more goals than Bournemouth. The goal differences are the same at the moment.
Come on, West Ham. Well done, Oggy. Throw into Villa, right in deep in the West Ham half.
At the moment, the only team that's not in this fight to stay up is Watford because they're losing to Arsenal.
Yeah.
But listen, though, we have seen what Arsenal are capable of doing. Villa beat them midweek, 1-0, you know.
Thinking of those three teams.
But Villa save from Fabianski. Sorry.
Thinking of the three teams, you know, I'm going to be selfish and thinking about away games. It's always difficult to get a ticket for Bournemouth because it's so small, but we do get it. Aston Villa always end up playing them in midweek, so that's boring. Watford's an easy one, so I think maybe being selfish, I want Watford to stay up.
I would rather see Villa stay up.
Mate. I love your confidence for trying to go to games, but honestly, mate, I really don't see it happening this year. No,
I'm not talking about this year. I'm talking about what's happened in the past.
In general, I would rather see Villa stay up personally. I like Villa.
An away day at Villa isn't too bad. So long as we don't keep playing them midweek.
Come on, you Irons!
You know, just because of Callum Wilson, I don't like Bournemouth.
I agree with that.
I like Eddie Howe, but I don't like Callum Wilson.
Tell you what, though, mate, Callum Wilson.
So there you go. Bournemouth, Watford, and Norwich at the moment are in the bottom 3, with Villa being as it stands.
At the moment, the point's saving them. Bournemouth, that's it. Bournemouth can only stay up if they both lose.
Callum Wilson's a decent enough striker. My only concern about him, apart from the fact he's a bit of a pain in the arse against West Ham, is his injury.
Yeah, he's got dodgy knee.
There is talk that if Bournemouth go down, we're looking at Wilson as a potential signing.
No,
but I think you know, I agree. I think with he's got a good strike record.
You know,
but
it's the same way
his injuries.
I'm surprised that Adam Lallana is going to Brighton.
What about King, though? I mean, King's a decent player. At one point, he's recently been linked to Man United, hasn't he?
Villa in January. Villa shot, dragged wide.
Tell you what, there is a player at Bournemouth that he's previously played at West Ham, Junior Stanislas. He's had a terrible injury record recently. Who's that?
Good afternoon, James. Your brother.
That's my brother, yeah.
The interesting one I've seen is that apparently we're still being linked to Ryan Fraser.
There you go, Awesome. The thing you love to hear, Matt saying, I want Villa to stay up. Awesome. Are you a Villa fan, Awesome?
I still want to win. I still want to win the game, but I'd rather out them 3, I'd rather Villa stay up.
Yes, mate. We do remember the handball against us last minute. Yes.
I'll be back.
Where he spent 2 minutes running around the pitch telling the ref he didn't touch it. And then as soon as he got in the interview room after the game, 3 minutes later, he went, it was a touch of magic.
Yeah. Nasty, that was.
Not only was he offside, it was handball. And he spent 2 minutes running around the pitch telling the ref, I didn't touch it. And then he went, I touched it. It was a touch of magic. Well, his touch of magic at the moment could be getting them relegated, because if this finishes as it is 0-0, Villa will stay up by a point.
Lewis, how are we playing? Well, doing all right. You know, we're sort of settled.
The last couple of minutes, Bournemouth had a couple. The last couple of minutes, Villa have had a couple of half chances. You know, they've started coming to the game a bit more. I don't know if someone's relayed to them that, you know, Bournemouth have scored. But as I said,
0-0, right?
It's 0-0. We're 0-0. Bournemouth are winning 1-0, and Watford are losing 1-0. So at the moment, it's a perfect scenario for Villa, because as it stands, Villa are staying up, which 4 games ago would have been unthinkable. You know, they picked up 7 points in the last 3 games.
Yeah, I did suggest, like you, Matt. I said that it's possible that if anyone's going to stay up, it'll be Villa. You know, so at the moment,
Bournemouth left it too late. They had that game. Was it the Man City game when they started playing really well, or was it the Everton game? Was the Everton game before or after the Man City game?
Say that again, mate.
Bournemouth Bournemouth are the ones that have thrown it because they had the Man City game where they had that goal disallowed. I think in injury time they would have been 2-2 and they lost. They had the Tottenham game where they had the goal disallowed in injury time, and that would have been 1-0 or been 1-1 against Tottenham or 1-0 against Tottenham. Then they threw away that last-minute equaliser against Everton. You know, they've actually dropped a lot of points from playing really well recently, Bournemouth, and that's pretty much. I think it's 60. Was it 65%? We've had the possession.
It was 65% to West Ham. Chase. Might be a little bit less than that now, but yeah,
West Ham coming forward a bit more now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I said Villa have had some half chances, but I mean, they haven't had a shot on target yet. I don't think anyone's had a shot on target yet.
Apart from that, Antonio.
But again, that wasn't on target, was it? He pulled it wide. No, they've had Samatta had a header on target, but it was from the penalty spot, and it was.
Thank you, Matches. Who do we think? I think Man U will do it.
I think realistically, it's going to be Man United and Chelsea because it's in Man United's hands. You know, I had a Chelsea mate, and he was telling me the other day before we played against Man United, he was like, "Oh, you know, West Ham, can you do us a favour?" And I was like, "Mate, if we get anything out of that game, you've had a favour." And then they went and got dicks by Liverpool. It's in Man United's hands. I say it's in Chelsea's hands. The only team that can change it is Leicester. Yeah, but Leicester have got to beat Man United.
But if Leicester beat Man United, wouldn't they get into the Champions League or not?
Yeah, Leicester would if they win. It's in Leicester's hands. I think if Leicester win and then Chelsea draw, Chelsea will get Leicester again. It's in Man United's hands at the moment.
Matt, have you got any of those teeny little San Miguel cans on the go?
No, I've got some weird Swedish beer called Piston Head.
Piston Head?
Yeah, there you go. I've got this on the go today. It's from Sweden.
So West Ham are on top. Oh, lovely ball in by Noble.
Cleared. Good defending.
So let's try and give you a little bit of a. So let's have a look. Joshua King apparently scored for Bournemouth. So that'd be interesting.
That before or was that another one?
No, I think it's still 1-0.
I know he did score the penalty.
1-0. Afternoon, Lewis. Do you think that VAR on Liverpool's side? Yes, we do. It seems like all the refs and VARs on the opposite side against West Ham, no matter how scummy the team is. Totally agree with you, mate. VAR has been a disaster for us.
That's Johnson.
Matches. If Chelsea lose, imagine if Leicester and Man U just played it round the back for the whole 90 minutes because Chelsea. Good point, that. So Chelsea, Leicester and Man U can get a draw and they both go through.
Yeah, if Chelsea lose, It's in Chelsea and Man United's hands. If they both don't lose, they'll go through.
We're a bit more attacking now. Anton, your brother said that the link doesn't work for your dad.
Oh,
yeah, it didn't work for me the first time.
Do you want to spare? What do you call it?
He's not even looked at it yet.
All right, there you go. That's why it doesn't work.
Yeah, Brighton are beating Burnley. Bit crap for us.
Good point, Luke. 3 of us and not 1 Villa fan. Well, you know, we do try and actually get fans on for the opposition, but we never thought about doing it for a watch along. So that's a really good point. We'll think about that.
I didn't just say I want Villa to stay up. So, you know, you're halfway there.
Ty, I'm a Villa fan, but I like West Ham too. Thank you.
Good pressing from Villa. Fabianski with the clearance.
At the moment, good afternoon, Clive. How are you, mate? Nice of you to join us. What do you think about Frank Lampard's touchline flare-up at Liverpool? What did you guys make of that?
It was just a bit handbags, wasn't it? It's just a bit handbags, wasn't it? Lampard's just... I don't know, was he frustrated that his team had defended so absolutely awfully that they let Liverpool score 5 goals?
Yeah.
I mean, you said, it wasn't
good tackling there, Antonio.
Antonio.
Takes it out.
Play it.
Bowen, just a little bit too far forward for Bowen in the 18-yard box. Crosses in, cleared by Villa.
What a poor pass, Antonio.
I love that. I love that triple teaming commentary there.
Ian, I am doing a show tonight and tomorrow. Tonight is a special one about season tickets. So get onto that and watch it. And then tomorrow will be the normal show. And then we've got a transfer window show coming up during the week as well.
Who's getting the booking
as well?
And
who's taking the booking here? Antonio?
To our review straight after. In actual fact, live.
Oh, come on.
The game finishes.
You're giving that as a booking?
We will be doing a review literally live as we're finishing off the watch along. So you just jump across and have a chat with us across there at the review.
Lads, opinion on Moyes?
Got to give him a chance.
I think he's in his best form, isn't he, as West Ham manager? I think since lockdown has been his best run of form as a manager at West Ham. You can see he's trying to make things happen. He's trying to set us up. You know, he's trying to make sure we don't lose games, which is something Pellegrini didn't do. And, you know, but at the last 6 games, we've also started seeing that we can do stuff going forward. So
I'll be honest, though, there's been Moyes has gone through something which, you know, no West Ham manager's ever gone through, which is obviously the break.
Arsenal winning 2-0.
The break due to the COVID-19. So I've always said all along that it's been West Ham have needed the squad to be around each other a lot longer. So, you know, by this time in a normal season, we may have lost 2 or 3 players already gone. But this time we've had an extension to the season and players are getting familiar with each other.
That's a poor pass.
Benefit Moyes, to be honest. So I think it's a no-brainer. He's going to stay, and it's just what's right for West Ham.
Hello, guys. Got the official BT link, and it's just not streaming.
Oh, that's what he's meaning.
Yeah, Arsenal have scored again.
It takes a bit, Jim. It takes a bit of time. You got to just make sure. Has he authorised the voucher?
I'll phone him.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Aston Villa will get back on the touchline now and get the news that Arsenal have scored again. You know, that's Watford gone.
Brighton are up 1-0 as well.
Yeah, which is bad for us. Brighton have beaten Burnley 1-0 at Burnley. So Nick Pope's not getting the... he probably won't get now the Golden Glove. He's going to lose out on it to Edison at Man City. And the thing is, if we'd have won today and Brighton didn't win, we could have finished above Brighton. Another 2-3 million. But Brighton are winning. But as it stands,
Chelsea and United are going to make Champions League.
Yep, because Leicester aren't winning. Leicester have to win against Man United to get Champions League. And then, you know, at the moment, Watford and Bournemouth are down at the moment. But Bournemouth are winning. They've just probably left it too late. And now it's weird now, because now I don't want us to win with Bournemouth winning, because I don't want Bournemouth to stay up.
You should never talk about West Ham losing, mate, even in jest.
I didn't say win. I didn't say lose. I said I want us to win. Unless Everton can score and do us a favour. Poor reception on my laptop. That was his Wi-Fi signal. Villa are coming forward. Yes, as it stands, Aston Villa are staying up by a point and goal difference is the same. Watford the second bottom now on goal difference. Their goal difference is they're out of sight now. Sheffield United are beating Southampton. Is that Lundstrom?
Ben, I predicted 3-0, but it doesn't look like it's going to be any goals at all at the moment.
No, it looks like it's got 0-0 written. Well, 0-0, maybe a 1-1 written all over it at the moment.
It feels like Liverpool could be a mile offside and still get away with it. But if a West Ham player's an arm hair offside, we won't get. Lewis, I totally agree, mate. Absolutely.
Yeah, they spoke about this the other day, didn't they? Because was it yesterday or was it yesterday or Thursday? They had the Premier League annual meeting thing. They spoke about VAR, and that was one of the things they spoke about was inconsistency even of using the offside, because those lines are awful. They don't always start at the same position. You know, I've seen it in goals we've had given against us or for us, where they've put the line down for the centre forward and his line's on the edge of his boot. So that makes the line bigger, and then you do it from the other player, and it's done it so that the line finishes on his boot. It is still subjective. I think they need to go do something like they use at cricket, maybe, where they do like an on-field decision, where if it's too tight, if it's that tight, you just go with the on-field decision stands, whatever that was.
But, you know, we mentioned it against the Man United game when it was an absolutely clear as day handball by Pogba, and yet they took forever, or it felt like they took forever
they were trying to
make
find a way
decision.
to not give it.
They were trying to find a way to not give it.
You don't give penalties at Old Trafford.
And as Dan said here, definitely big clubs bias with VAR. You know, VAR came in to apparently level the playing field, and it hasn't done that to me.
Sheffield United 1-0 up against Southampton.
Cricket, I don't know what that's all about, mate. But, you know, thanks for watching.
No. Cricket, I was going to say, the reason I said cricket is they have like a review system, and some of the decisions they go by, if it's so tight, they'll say the on-field decision stands.
Yeah.
And
Guys,
I think they need to use that.
If you're watching the game just now, have a watch at the trio of Noble, Souček, and Rice. Watch how, what is that a good ball? The understanding between the three of them. One drops back, go forward. The next one goes forward.
Antonio, that's stupid.
It's like they're doing a rotation of that triangle. They have, if this keeps continuing with these three performing well and West Ham keep performing well, there's going to be a struggle for any player to try and slot into that position. To be honest.
Agreed.
There isn't because I don't think he's at the moment he's only got 1 year left on his contract anyway. You know, he's entered the last year now, hasn't he, Noble?
I wouldn't worry.
34 by the time his contract runs out.
I don't think Noble's going anywhere, mate.
I don't think he'll go. I don't know if he'll play. I don't know if he'll get. What will he get? One more season?
He's on his last. He's on his last season this coming season,
and he'll be 34 when it runs out.
And he'll be 34. And you'd think that it's going to really depend on what we do in the transfer window, because if Noble's not going to play that many games, we're going to need to buy another midfielder. You know, so it's all going to be quite interesting to see.
You know, I think it'll be up to him. I don't think the club will say, you know, you can have a contract or not. I think it'll literally, because of his status in the club, I think they'll literally turn around to Noble and go, do you want another year? And they'll decide whether he gets one or not. They'll leave it up to him.
Look at this now. Noble, look at the trio. He's gone ahead with Souček, Rice now sitting back protecting. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Do you remember what I said in the game against Watford, mate? When Souček was breaking forward to run for when he scored the goal, and he had a look behind him to make sure that someone was covering, and they've got this understanding going on, which is really, really good. Are we bringing Alf on? Alf, nod your head if we're bringing you on. No,
I'm struggling for reception just now. Okay.
But they actually picked it out. What you mentioned, they actually picked it out on Match of the Day. I think it was Dion Dublin was saying if you saw it, Souček looked behind him to see that Declan Rice had stayed, and he went, right, I'll go. And he was like, they were doing it all game between them.
They're doing it again. Noble, look at Rice. Look where Rice is. He's central in the park. Noble and Souček are all the way forward. I mean, and fair play to Noble when he went so far forward. Look at him now. He's gone back again. Declan Rice has gone forward, and now it's Noble sitting back.
It is a proper. And did you see Souček pass to him and move back again? One of those three have always got to sit back if the other ones are breaking forward.
What's interesting though still is the three of them are constantly moving. Look at the amount of times West Ham have held possession now. The three of them are constantly moving around, causing that midfield. We've played problems. Like it
does feel though. It does feel like they are sitting back now.
We don't know any links, I'm afraid, apart from BT Sport. My apologies. That do you, mate?
On Twitter,
Matt, to be fair, yeah, Villa might be feeling like they're sitting back, but when West Ham are holding possession, and since Project Restart, we've had more possession in all the teams we've played against pretty much most of the season. Teams are getting forced to sit back because West Ham are actually going to games and going, let's go for it.
But what I meant was that I'm pretty sure the Villa are happy with it at the moment.
Oh, Declan Rice, that was close. Sorry.
Declan Rice trying to take someone's head off again. Where's Pogba when you need him?
He's had about 3 attempts from distance today, isn't he?
Well, he did say after the other game, didn't he, that the guys tell him he should be shooting from distance more. He got it in his locker. So, you know what, fair play. But, yeah, I think, especially after that drinks break, which is everyone now is calling it, even Gary Neville said it's the tactics break, because that's what it is. You know, they would have been told, look, Bournemouth are winning, so Aston Villa, Watford are losing 2-0. We are safe at the moment. So just don't take any chances. You know, because that's the realm they're in right now. It's the bottom three is so fine.
Just going back on team selections, etc. Did you notice that we only had 8 subs today on the bench rather than 9?
I didn't. But
that means for me, Masuaku has done a strop.
No.
Apparently he's injured.
There is 9 still.
Is there?
Yeah.
I can't see. Oh, Arsenal with right. Watford are done. Watford are relegated by Watford. See you later. 3-0 to Arsenal now inside the first half an hour.
Very true, W&P. You're absolutely right.
All I'm saying is look on Twitter.
Yeah, look on Twitter. If you want a link, look on Twitter.
Just type in the words West Ham and stream, and someone will give you one. I'm like still. I've got the because the season ticket. I've got the free stream from the club for the one-off thing for BT. Yeah, Aubameyang scored again. It's 3-0 Arsenal.
Watford are down, aren't they? Watford are going
Watford.
down.
3-0.
Yeah.
They're done. I mean, they needed to win.
Oh, has he twisted his ankle? Oh no, he's up.
Oh, that did. Yeah, I thought it was just caught that. It did look nasty. Yeah, Watford are on minus. They're 4 goals off now, mate. So they've got no chance. Oh, Aston Villa on the attack.
Well done,
Good cover by Frederick.
Pace saves him again. So it's now a 2-horse race between Villa and Bournemouth, basically. Here's a thought, though. Would you take anyone from Watford's squad?
Yes.
No,
I would.
Don't say Dooney.
I tell you what.
I'd take Deulofeu.
Deulofeu, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Deulofeu.
I like Sarr, but he'd be big money.
Decore's a good player.
Yeah.
I think Decore's the sort of player that I don't think you'd want to come and sit on the bench, but
no,
with the West Ham trio that's happening right now, that if you had someone like Decore on the bench who could come on and shore up that midfield, then he would be a no-brainer. But Deulofeu would be a fantastic player.
Then again, you say you wouldn't want to come for the bench, but I suppose it's does he want to come on the bench with the potential of playing for West Ham, or would he want to play first team football in the Championship?
I think there'll be plenty of other clubs that'll be.
I don't know. I was going just hypothetically if he was the only team winning for him. That was his option. You've got try for a first team place at like a West Ham or a Palace, or play first team football in the Championship for Watford. Because I did see a thing in the paper that apparently a lot of their big earners aren't on wage reductions in the Championships. They're still paying first team wages. They got a lot of guys on like 60, 70 grand a week that won't be taking 50% wage cuts in the Championship, which you can't afford.
That means they'll go then, won't they? The club won't be able to afford to keep them on.
Look at the fact that we turned him down last summer. I don't know how much they ended up paying him, but I know Welbeck's agent approached us last summer about coming to us before he went to Watford. And apparently West Ham turned him down because he wanted 100 grand a week and had like a £5 million signing on fee. Don't know if Watford paid that, but it doesn't look particularly smart now. Watford have just been playing it. The way to sum up this game today is it literally has been it looks like an end of season dead rubber.
Yep.
Anyone that's not watching is sitting with us. It is bits of possession and then get the press of it playing long ball, go back to the other team. The other team does the same thing. There's been a few half chances.
But we need to look at this game and dissect the team. This West Ham safe, so it's an opportunity for us to actually.
I know we're
playing and actually, dissect like what has the difference been, what has West Ham done.
Sorry, I was just laughing at that comment. That's on the screen. The Watford body is still warm. We're already trying to pull off the boats. Yeah, it happens. It's the same things happening at Wigan. Wigan are going to get asset stripped because they're in administration. Watford will probably get something along the same.
Oh, it's unlucky.
Because
Ben Johnson tries a big long ball across the field.
I'm sure they've got like the second or third. Good interception.
He's holding the ball on the wing.
I'm surprised he started today.
Trying to cross over. Bowen cuts inside to Declan Rice.
So where's Souček for the header?
On the wing. What's Frederick's going to do? Pins back to Declan Rice again. Inside the Villa half. Mark Noble on the wing.
Frederick, you need to make some movement there, mate, because Noble ain't.
Cuts inside to Fornals. Fornals plays a bit of funny football. Good football there. Declan Rice out.
Good feet Fornals.
All the way out over to Ben Johnson on the left. Just really deep inside the Villa half. Antonio from distance tries to find Souček and he misses it and the ball goes out for a goal kick.
Good bit of play. Good possession. Higher up the pitch for once as well, and they're playing possession in their last third. Good bit of footwork from Fornals in the middle of it to hold off 2 Watford players.
Look how close Souček is to that. Oh!
I saw they were talking about it on, was it TalkSport or Sky Sports the other night, and they were saying, is he David Moyes' new Fellaini?
Mate, he has been phenomenal. He has been phenomenal.
Did you see we actually declared how much we paid for him, which I didn't think clubs did anymore? I thought it was always undisclosed.
But I thought the declared transfer fee was agreed when he came to us on loan. It was a loan subject to West Ham staying up, and it was a further. What was the full fee?
It was €21 million, which is more than I thought it was.
No, but we knew that. We knew it was that at the start.
I thought it was a bit less than that. No, I just
21 million.
Surprised they actually announced it because no one ever does anymore.
21 million.
Liverpool scored.
£20 million.
So it's Liverpool 1, Newcastle. Well, Newcastle 1, Liverpool 1.
Mate, remember, you need to do the Euro.
4 now.
Matt.
Yeah, I think it works out to about 19 million, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it's the rate.
It was more just that I was surprised they actually listed it because I didn't think teams did that anymore. Like, you rarely, if ever, see an actual transfer fee. It's always undisclosed.
Was there an update in the score there, Matt?
Liverpool scored. So it's Newcastle 1, Liverpool 1. Because Liverpool were behind. But none of the, should we say, the important games at either end.
Go on, Deckers. Pings the
That's
ball
pass
out.
from Noble.
Villa. Clear it away. Again, Souček so far forward. Rice and Noble in protecting. Souček on the ball.
Good bit of play there. Come on, Souček.
Good play. Finds Declan
Good hold
Rice.
up play.
Back to Noble in the middle of the park. Finds Rice again. Back to Souček. Out wide to Ben Johnson. Cuts inside.
They're defending well, Villa. But
left. Good crossing from his left, but no West Ham player there.
Even Souček hadn't made a run that time. None of the three had made the run.
Really good for play from Declan Rice. Cam.
Back out to Noble. Back out to Fredericks.
Jared Bowen. Oh.
Offside, isn't he? No, he's not.
No.
Back inside to Rice. Back out to Noble.
Good. Oh, he's been taken down. Free kick, West Ham.
You know what? I'm not being funny. Did he actually touch him?
I can't.
Did. On the live feed, it did look one of the ones where I was like, did he actually touch Noble?
Yeah, it's been tripped up, mate. Here he goes.
Let's have a look.
He's tripped up.
It wasn't a booking, though. Oh,
well, it was. I mean, he was.
Everton have scored.
It was through on goal.
1-1. Everton 1, Bournemouth 1. I haven't seen who's got the goal yet, but it's just come up on Sky Sports. Everton 1, Bournemouth 1.
Free kick, West Ham. Let's have a look and see if Deckers fancy this from distance again.
No, they're the way they've lined up. He's not. Well, nice. I wouldn't. It does look like he might be trying to slide it down to Fredericks because he just told Fredericks to get himself back on side.
Cleared out by Villa.
Good clearance.
Look at this
Samata though. Back on the ball.
Men behind the ball, Matt. Great
down.
Great defending by Ben
Johnson. Yeah. Michael Keane scored for Everton. That's Everton 1, Bournemouth 1. So that puts Bournemouth back to second bottom.
Fandangles, if you are watching, mate, check your text.
So it's all going rosy for Villa right now. Watford are out of it. Watford are relegated. Everton have just come back into it against Bournemouth. You know, at the moment they can afford. They can afford to concede a goal at the moment because at the moment their goal difference is 4 better than Watford's. So that actually gives them a bit of a cushion for Villa if they did concede.
It's all going to change though, mate. It's not going to be that easy.
No, I was saying if you watch the Championship on Wednesday and you saw after our game, you saw how much the top 6 and the bottom of the table changed. Like Barnsley were relegated in the 90th minute and scored like a 92nd minute winner at Brentford to stay up and relegate Charlton instead. It's a long way to go, but I think you can say Watford are out of it. Because I can't see Watford scoring 4 goals at Arsenal. Did he get booked for that Grealish? Because that's another one. He just left in.
Second one for the day, isn't it?
He didn't get booked, did he? No. That's his third one he's left in. Oh, I say that. Watford have just got one back.
Yep.
I'm about to say Watford are out of it, but I still... If Arsenal throw away a 3-goal lead against Watford, that'd be their worst result of the season. Good covering from Johnson. He just sprinted all the way back there. He was way up out of the pitch. It's cover inside. Troy Deeney from the penalty spot. Does Troy Deeney score anything but penalties these days?
Yeah, against West Ham.
Basically, it was a penalty, wasn't it? I mean, it pretty much was from the penalty spot, wasn't it? He had a tapping of an open goal. Weren't much different to a penalty, to be fair.
Keep your comments in. Let us know your thoughts so far. A couple of minutes away from half time. West Ham 0, Aston Villa 0. We are keeping you up to date with all the other scores around the grounds today.
Aston Villa on the ball.
We will be coming to you live with our halftime report.
Good bit of play. Grealish at the back post. Oh, should have buried it, Grealish. First time, I think, in 43 minutes, they've actually played through us, Villa. And it's a good bit of play. Good flick on by Hourihane. Fredericks had tucked far too inside. He didn't know Grealish was even there. Grealish opened his body up, and it's one of them ones where he should be burying it. I'm sorry. Like, if it was Southampton, I'm glad he's missed it, but he should be burying that, Grealish. That should have been in the bottom corner. Perfect position for him as a right footer on the back post at left-hand side. Opened his body up, and he just bent it into Fabianski. Big chance of Villa. Hopefully it won't come back to bite him, but it's a good bit of play, good flick, and he's got to score that. He's got to score that, Grealish. He's hit it into the floor, straight at Fabianski. Burnley have equalised against Brighton. That's good for us. Chris Wood. And Antonio better be careful here, because he could walk in a minute. I don't know who mentioned about putting Haller on at half-time, but he's already on a booking, Antonio, and he's just put another foul in. That is one of the ones that if he wasn't already on a booking, he might have got booked for it.
Don't mind seeing many subs at all, mate. I'm quite into it actually at half time.
Oh, poor cross. Goal kick.
I think it would be good for us to see some of these players. I would like to see Anderson. I'd like to see Haller.
Well, I was quite surprised that Anderson didn't start. I thought with Bowen being, apparently he was 50-50 after Man United kicked lumps out of him Wednesday night. I thought he might have started Anderson, but Bournemouth are back in front. 2-1 Bournemouth, right on half-time. Man City have scored a second against Norwich, De Bruyne, but Bournemouth have just scored. What did you say? There's many twists and turns left in this yet?
Yeah. Kind of keep you up to date with this ticker as well. Let's have a look and see what the league looks like. We're still concentrating on the relegation. We're not even looking at the top four.
They're both 0-0. I haven't seen a goal come through for either of them yet. Chelsea, Leicester, and Dominic Solanke scored to make it 2-1 Bournemouth. Bowen's going forward.
So as it stands, Villa, there we are. Villa are 17 points. Bournemouth and Watford both on 34 points. Goal difference playing a really key part into this game.
Chelsea have scored against Wolves. So what does that do at the top of the table? That drops Chelsea already in it, isn't it? That just reaffirms their position and leaves it in a straight shootout between Man United and Leicester, I think.
Yeah, there we are.
Yeah. So at the moment, it is a straight shootout. Leicester need to score. Leicester need to win. Otherwise, all their hard work will yet again be for nothing. Half-time starting to come in. Tottenham are winning 1-0 at half-time against Palace. Palace are going to go, I think, is it 9 losses in a row now at the end of the season or something stupid for Roy Hodgson's? He's done his best Allardyce impression of getting to 40 points and then just putting yourself on the beach.
Literally a minute away from half-time.
Free kick for Villa on about the halfway line. They're probably going to pump this in. I don't know if I'll put too many defenders forward, though, because at the moment, this point for them is crucial at the moment. And especially that close to half-time, you were tempted, or if it was me the other way around, I'd be tempted to make sure the defenders stayed back.
Villa free kick cleared by Soucek. And that's the half-time.
That's half-time, yeah.
West Ham 0, Aston Villa 0. Get your comments in and let us know your thoughts on the First half, I mean, it's not been an interesting one.
No, it's not.
I've enjoyed dissecting, I suppose you could say, the West Ham starting lineup and how we've been performing, who's been playing well, etc. But we will be coming to you with our halftime report, and hopefully we can get. I think Alf is struggling for a reception, but we will be coming to you live with the halftime report. This is our halftime report. West Ham 0, Aston Villa 0. Live at the London Stadium with no fans. Last game of the season. I think I counted it was 351 days since the start of the season, Matt. Welcome back to Irons United. Keep your comments coming in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and go from there. Matt, thoughts on halftime, first half?
I'll be honest, it's been like this has been a typical end of season dead rubber. Like, no one's really had. I think it's been one clear-cut chance in the game. That's Villa right at the end. Apart from that, we've had most of the possession. Villa have been happy to sit back and let us have it. We've had some half chances. They've had some half chances, but I don't know. I think both teams are happy for the point. To be honest, at the moment, it looks like Villa have heard the results elsewhere and have gone. You know what? Points keeps us up. We'll take the point, and we don't seem to be too interested in winning.
Do you think it's playing a big key role in how Villa are potentially sitting back, etc.? Do you think that's what they're kind of looking at, and maybe why they're taking their foot off the gas a little bit?
It does look like it, because the way Villa have played the last couple of games, pretty much from what I've seen, they've been a lot better than this. They've been massively on the front foot, aggressive, pressing, creating chances. I said they created that one chance near the end of the half that Grealish probably should have scored. But that's the only chance they have been playing. This game's asked for the taking. Yeah, it is. If Moyes, if we want to go for it, we should go for it. We can finish above Brighton if we win.
Right, Matt, hold your horses there, mate. I'm going to bring in our host, and it's Alf. Alf, hope you're well, mate. Go for it. Let us know.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the halftime report. Yes, and Mr. Turniphead is also saying, yay, we've reached halftime. Sorry, I am late to the party, but just like many rock and roll stars, I had a few too many last night, and I've been a bit worse for wear. Anyway, West Ham have held their own. A little bit lucky to be 0-0 at halftime. I think it was 0-0. I don't know. I actually lost the link. But anyway, who's on with me? Anton, Matt, and Stelios. Who's at the bottom there? Who's at the bottom? Cess!
We've got Cess on for you. Cess.
You're my very favourite. My very favourite Cess. Tell me about the first half. What are your first thoughts about the first half? Go for it.
Well, it pretty much sums up. I made a tweet the other day, and I put a little clip on it. Is when it was the episode of The Simpsons where they watched the first soccer match ever, and it was just them passing around and stuff, and nothing was happening. That's pretty much what sums up this game, really, because we haven't really done much, to be honest, and it's just frustrating because Villa are there for the taking. They're literally just sitting back with 10 men behind the ball, and we're not really taking it. Well, obviously we had that one chance with Antonio, she should have scored. But other than that, it's not really much has happened, really. It's been very, very frustrating.
As well. Sorry, go on.
No, I said what I said now.
Yeah, sorry. I was just about to say, yeah, you're right. I mean, we should have scored, but also Villa should have scored with Grealish as well.
Yeah.
They should, he should have put that one away. Killed it around Fabianski. Look, Fabianski's put off a couple of saves. I heard the lads talking in the first half, talking about the little trio that we've got there, Noble, Rice, and Souček. The way they're playing, I actually like that. We sort of spotted this 2 or 3 games ago. Yeah. The way they're kind of shaping up. Listen, what do you think about Moyes and coming out for the second half? How is he going to how's he going to set up against Villa? Because now Villa are in relegation spot, I believe.
No, I think they're all right at the moment because of the way things are going with the results. Even though like Bournemouth are winning, I think the point will be enough for them.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, a point will be enough for them.
You're right. You are right. Yes,
unless we score, that changes like the dynamics of Villa completely. So unless like at the moment, I think like with Villa, I think they're just going to keep it how it is, and I think with Moyes, I think they're going to keep it how it is at the moment because it doesn't look like both teams don't want to lose really. I have a feeling it was going to be the way this game was going. So I still think it'll be either a 1-0 or a ball draw. To be honest,
it looks like that. I thought it was going to be. I was very enthusiastic 4-1. I think, and I think Anton suggested 10-0. Stel said about 5-0. Anyway, let's bring in Stel. Stel, how are you, mate?
Hello, mate.
Good. I made it to the party, just about. Give us your thoughts on the first half.
Not much to say, really, is there? It's pretty lame sort of game. I think both teams are now, as it stands, are realising there's nothing to play. Well, for West Ham, there wasn't anything to play for. Yeah. Aston Villa are realising that the results around them are going their way, so they don't have anything to play for. It's a bit of a lame duck, really, isn't it? I keep popping away doing other things, which shows how much interest I've got in the game, and that's not really like me.
Ironing.
Yeah, the ironing, washing up, that sort of stuff, yeah.
Good. It's nice to see you're domesticated, Stel. There was lots of rumours about you being not so, but there we go.
There you go. Proved everybody wrong.
Bring in Matt. Hello, Matt. How are you? He's disappeared.
Mate, how you doing?
Matt. Hello, welcome to the halftime show report. Now, listen, I'm going to put you up against Sess, okay? Have an argument. Have a tussle. Seth thinks it's a bit of a non-game. You tell me why it is a game. Why this game is a must-win for us. Why we've got to come out in the second half and put Villa to the sword. Because the reason why I say this, right? Lots of fans this week are saying, yay, let's do it for Villa. Let's keep them up. And I say, no. Let's beat them and send them down. What do you reckon?
Well, we probably need the money, mate. I mean, another if we win, we go above Brighton, we get another 3 million. I mean, bearing in mind, apparently our transfer budget is 0. That 3 million might be our transfer budget.
Yeah.
Who might need the money?
Well,
realistically.
Yeah. I mean, look, that is right. I mean, there is talk about cash flow crisis and all this kind of stuff, isn't it? Listen, what do you think, Matt? What do you think Moyes needs to do in the second half to sort of juju up the game a little bit? Because it is a little bit tough, isn't it? Do you like what I did there? Juju.
He needs, I think we need maybe a bit more objection, a bit more pace.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we both look kind of comfortable, kind of happy.
Yeah.
I mean, as you said, I think Villa are happy for the point at the moment, and we kind of sitting there like, we'll take a point.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens if we score. Because if we score, then Villa have got to up their game, and I'd like that to happen. Actually, I like us to actually go out there and smash a goal past them and let it become a bit more of a game.
The longer this goes on, the more squeaky bum time it gets for Villa because Bournemouth are winning again. Bournemouth took the lead, Everton pulled it back. Bournemouth then scored on half time to go in front. Watford got one back right on half time to make it 3-1. Now, I do not for the life of me see Watford scoring another 3 goals against Arsenal. But
Watford are really in trouble, aren't they? I mean,
Bournemouth are on the same goals. So if we scored now, Villa will be going down a goal difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's going to have to be that will be in the back of their heads. And if it stays 0-0, the longer it goes on, the deeper they will go, and the more panicky and it's going to get. So it's going to be an interesting one. It's not. I don't really see it finishing 0-0. I could see it being a 1-1.
As it stands, Bournemouth are 1 point behind, Villa, but on the same goal difference. So if we score against Villa,
Bournemouth would stay up.
Yeah.
So let's go to all three of you. First, you, Matt. Then who do you think should be our first sub? Which sub
at the moment, I'd probably bring on Haller for Antonio.
Yeah.
It looks like Antonio's about one foul away from walking off this pitch at the moment.
Do you know what? That's exactly what I was kind of, heading down towards. Yeah, he's picked up a booking. He's had a couple of I wouldn't say mistimed tackles, let's say, put it that way. Yeah, you're right. He's just on the cusp.
He hasn't made any nasty tackles. But
no.
I mean, even the one he got booked for, I thought was a bit harsh that he got booked for it.
Yeah, I agree. But nonetheless, he's in that position now where the ref has got his eyes on him. So if it was me with Moyes, I would pull him now.
For me, right now, I'd probably make a double sub, and I'd probably take off Fornals and Antonio.
Yeah.
I'd bring on Haller and Anderson.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Seth, tell me about what's your feeling about subs? Do you agree with that?
No, I would have done the exact same thing. I would have done Anderson on and Haller. I would have done the exact same thing. But I think because Antonio does really need to be careful. It's not like I said, you said, he's not really done like malicious tackles. It's just like accumulating fouls. And the more accumulated fouls he's going to do, the ref's going to be like, bad enough, and just pull out another yellow. So I just have a feeling that could happen. So I think taking off Antonio would be the smartest decision.
Right. I think we're going to bring in somebody else now. I don't know if he's ready, but is he ready?
No, he's not even there.
No. Dan, are you there, Dan?
Oh,
Dan, I'm going to bring you in.
There it is.
Dan!
Hey!
Finally made it.
Look at that hippie.
Before we go any further, congratulations, Dan, to you and your good lady as well.
Thank you, gents. Thank you. They're currently out. That's why I thought I'd jump on. 5 minutes apiece.
Right, listen.
You look like, mate. You look like Jim Morrison, for God's sake.
This is just my lockdown lock. That's all it is, mate.
My only friend.
Oh, shut up, Stel, please. Right, Dan, give us your thoughts on the first half and what needs to change in the second half.
It was just keep ball. It's a end of season game, isn't it? It's just we're safe, so we ain't got to do anything special, and Villa can't really muster up enough anyway. But are Villa going to be safe based on results at the minute? So they're probably not all that bothered, are they?
No.
Yeah. No. So what do you think about second half then? Do you think Moyes is going to make some subs? Do you think who's going to be pulled first of all? Oh, Dan, I've lost you.
No, he's still there.
No, I'm still here.
Come back.
There you go. Sorry.
I agree with the lads, to be honest. Probably Antonio. Obviously, like, it's nothing harsh, is it? But you know what the referees are like in the Premier League. There's one more of them fouls too many, and the ref's just going to have enough. But yeah, probably that. Maybe give Anderson a run out as well. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen with him in the window. Is he one of the players that's going to get sold? I really don't know. But just see what he can muster.
Look, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because he hasn't really done it for us for a while, and injuries and out of form and everything. But he's probably one of our players who holds the most value. So if he holds the most value, then maybe we need to cash in on him. I don't know. Stel, what do you think about that?
I think he is a player that looks like he's going to go at the end of this season. But I like him, and I kind of wish that we wouldn't let him go, but it looks like his head and heart isn't into staying at West Ham. So if we can get a reasonable amount of money for him, it just depends on, we are going to let players go. It just depends on how much we're going to let them go for. If we paid 36 million for him and then end up losing like 10, 11 million, is that worth it? I don't know, but
especially with our cash flow issue.
Yeah, exactly, and I'd like him to stay, but I think it's pretty obvious that he won't stay.
Yeah. Matt, what do you think?
I think still, I'd rather Anderson stayed, but I think he's going to be the one that goes. I think he'll be sold. I think they probably look at him and go, because I think he's the one that's going to probably be the easiest way to generate cash flow.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll let Haller go. I think if someone comes up with 28, 30 million for Anderson, they'll probably let him go. Let him go. See you later. It's disappointing because I think there's a player there. I just don't think we've seen the best of him.
Yeah, I agree. I think we had a very short window where we saw a really good Anderson, didn't we? Last season, before November time. But that ever since then, it hasn't really happened. Really,
I think that's.
No.
Sorry, can I just jump in?
Yeah, sure.
I think that's the trouble with luxury players, though. If you're in the top half of the table and you're cruising along, they can do what they want. They can do the step overs, they can do the nutmegs. But the minute they've got to put their head down and grind, they disappear, don't they? Like you got players like Bowen who are willing to put in that shift. We need someone like that either side, and Anderson just ain't that in this right now in that situation.
Yes, I totally agree. And it's evident. I think it's plain for all to see. As soon as we've got a couple of workers in there, especially with Bowen, who wants to run, that all of a sudden it lifts the rest of the team, and that's why we're talking about Anderson and the likes of Anderson and Haller. Is that, well, actually, if you're not going to put a shift in, we don't need you.
Yeah, double sub here.
Yeah, Bowen and Allaire, Antonio off, Bowen off.
Yeah,
Allaire and
Yarmolenko on.
Yarmolenko. Okay, Yarmolenko. I'm really happy about Yarmolenko coming on as well. He has a different dimension. I wonder if we're protecting Bowen a little bit. I mean, get up that knock.
Yeah, he was at 50-50, wasn't he? So maybe give him 45 minutes.
Brilliant.
See, Matthew makes a good point there. Why can't we get Anderson playing the role that Noble is now, which is the role that he would absolutely love?
You know what? Because Noble's still doing that dropping back, isn't he? They're rotating.
It's always been that thing, though, isn't it? It's always been like, play Anderson in the centre. We haven't even talked about Lanzini. What's going to happen to him?
He'll be gone.
He'd be one of the first players I sold.
I agree.
Straight out the door.
Yeah, I agree. Well, look, I think this is the end of the halftime show, halftime report. As you can see, look at that. And Mr. Turnip Head, hey, thanks very much. That is quality graphics, ladies and gentlemen. Quality graphics. So, Stel, you're going to carry on with the show. Seth, right. I'm going to say goodbye to you. Dan, it's always a pleasure. Congratulations again on the start of a new family and all that sort of stuff.
All right, take care, boys.
And Matt, carry on. Right, lovely. I'm out. Cheers.
Wrong one. There you go. Shows why I shouldn't be put in charge of this thing. So what do we make of the second half? What do you think is going to happen, lads?
Oh, Aston Villa on the attack.
It'll probably be much of the same, won't it?
Ooh.
Do you think that making those two changes, though, Allaire and Yarmolenko, two players touted, well, almost every player is being rumoured to be leaving at the moment, but either of them got anything to prove within this next 45 minutes?
Well, if we're trying to put them in a shop window, they haven't they?
Do you think? I mean, Allaire's an interesting one, though, mate, because if we sold him, we'd probably end up selling him for, say, something like 36 million, apparently, which is something like 9 million less than we bought him for. But not only that, we still owe something like about 10, 11 million.
Well, I've never liked selling a player after one season.
No,
especially someone coming in from another league, from abroad, playing Bundesliga, is completely different to the Premier League. He needs a season to adjust. Do you know what I mean? He's had a couple of little niggles, and recently he's just come back from an injury as well. What are we expecting? To come straight back from an injury, and Antonio's kept him out because Antonio's just been phenomenal since the restart, basically, isn't he? So I'd give him another season if it's me. But the board are apparently telling us they've got no money, even though they're billionaires. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Well, this is a massive debate, isn't it? It's that the owners are billionaires, but they're not cash rich, is what we keep hearing. We keep hearing that they don't have any actual spondulics in their wallets. It's all investments and property and this, that, and the other.
Trouble is, if you cannot physically afford to put money in every window, you shouldn't be running a Premier League club.
Yeah, well, I agree. Yeah.
If they're openly saying like there's no money for transfers, we've spent all the money we've got on Suchet, we've got to sell to buy. Yeah, you can't be. How can it be like that every season? You're never going to be able to build a squad.
Well, we haven't even paid him yet, have we? Apparently,
no. That's the trouble, though, isn't it? Like, how are you supposed to build a squad?
We've got to sell to pay for him before we sell to buy. Villa have been all over us here the last first 3 minutes.
Yeah, Villa are going for it. They're beginning to realise that perhaps they might need to just make sure about this. So they've been on the attack since kickoff.
Good few attacks. They're absolutely battering us.
Wow, I wouldn't say battering. They've got further forward. They've got a free kick just out on the right hand side.
They've had 3 good chances already in the first 3 minutes to
cleared away by Diop
for a corner. Southampton have scored against Sheffield United.
Yeah, there's lots of goals going in everywhere apart from this game. What do you make for next season, mate? Where would you like? Are you coming on Wednesday? Can you do that? We're doing a transfer show. Like we're trying to get everyone on for about 10, 15 minutes each.
Yeah, I could probably come on.
Yeah. To sort of talk about, who should go, who should stay in your opinion. But what do you think? I mean, right now, if you wanted to buy someone, where would you strengthen first?
It's so hard, isn't it, though, mate? Because the next window is going to be one of the strangest windows we've experienced. Like, even as West Ham fans, we never expect like big money signings, do we? Really? But like, there's not really going to be many big money signings. It's going to be a depreciated market. So yeah, I really don't know. I really don't know. We're going to need centre midfielder. I think Noble isn't going to play every game next year. I can't see that happening. I've got a theory that Antonio took the penalty against United because they're going to phase him out of the starting 11.
Yeah.
So they're starting to see who else can do the jobs that he does.
Well, there's rumour apparently that Antonio was given that penalty so he could earn his bonus of 250 grand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
For scoring double figures. We don't care about Tottenham or Palace.
We do when Palace score against Tottenham, though.
Good away day, though, Dan, remember?
Yeah, it is. It is a good away day.
Well, until they scored, last minute?
I'm actually going to say still, I'm gutted about Watford going down because we've had 2 phenomenal away days to Watford.
Yeah.
Like, really good away days.
Well, actually, that's what I was saying earlier on. It's like, which of the 3 do I want to, go down?
Nice. He dived in there, Fredericks.
Bournemouth is difficult tickets to get.
Yeah, it's a pain in the arse.
Can be done.
What was that? That was like 8 hours as well.
Yeah.
It was a shit day that was on the train that day when we did it. But yeah,
Villa is always a midweek. But yeah, Watford is a decent away.
It's always a laugh. We did the Watford one where weren't it like 4-2 or something last game of the season? And the 4th goal went in and I got pushed and I fell forward about 2 rows and Wiggy saved me, basically. It's such a good away day. It's such a laugh at Watford. So I'm a bit gutted there going down.
Well, we got Leeds away. Do that.
But yeah, we got Leeds. That would be decent. 30 Leeds.
You get a decent amount of tickets there, though. All right, Aston Villa got a free kick on the edge of the box again.
Yeah.
On the wing.
On the other side now.
From Fredericks.
Bad header. What a terrible header that was.
But Samatta got over the top of Johnson. Should have at least hit the target.
But yeah, I don't know. As far as players are concerned, though, back to that sort of question you asked me still, I really don't know. I think we're going to need a centre midfielder. I don't know. I think we need to go for an out-and-out left winger, the same way we have done with Bowen down the right. But yeah, there's so many players we need to get rid of, though. And I just don't think we're going to be able to in this window.
But the problem is, they talk about, how many players do you get rid of when, in order to not be such a massive disruption. That's the problem, isn't it? It's if you end up getting rid of too many.
Moyes has got his favourites. He's already shown us he's got his favourites. He knows who he likes. He knows who he trusts. But like at the end of the day, I'm not Moyes' biggest fan. I've openly said that many a time. But we've got to give him a chance now. Twice he's kept us up. Do you know what I mean? And I think they've got to back him and all.
Dan goals. Congratulations, mate.
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, good, mate. How's being a dad?
Tiring.
Join the club. I've done it. Been there, done it.
You know what? To be fair, she's quite a content child. She eats, she shits, she goes to sleep, and that's pretty much it. There's no crying or whinging yet.
You know what? No, bringing up girls is easier than bringing up boys.
Yeah, honestly, she's been.
That is fact.
And so for I'm not sure about that.
You've not met my daughter yet, mate. You've not met my daughter yet.
Well, my daughter was a dream when she was a baby. Absolute dream.
Yeah, well, Emily has been to this
Here's
point.
A little tip. You got a car, haven't you? You got a motor. Right. If she can't go to sleep,
just drive around
the back of the car, drive around the block, and they're off like that. There you go.
Straight in the pushchair.
Nice little tip. So there you go. Fatherly tips. What else do you want in this programme? Oh, yeah, we're meant to be watching the game, aren't we?
A lot.
It's still not been much of a game, is it? It's still been...
Yeah.
I say those first 3
they
minutes
had that little
came
flutter,
out,
didn't they? The first 7-8 minutes.
And it's
but
sort of
back
calmed
in
down
control
again now.
Yarmolenko, he's got to be the slowest player on the pitch, isn't he? And that step over took him half an hour.
Coming on for the last 20, 30 minutes, he's good.
He's such a weird player, though, isn't he? Because you know he's going to cut in on that left, but stopping him cutting in on that left is another...
You can't do it, can you? You can't
it's
do
another,
that goal
it's another question, isn't it?
I like Yarmolenko. He's just, his injuries, unfortunately...
He's a very good...
Two really bad injuries. Good afternoon, Russ. Are you all right, mate? You need to come on, Russ.
He's live at the stadium.
He is, isn't he? Yeah. How's it? What's the atmosphere like there, Russ? By the way, Russ, you need to come on, mate, because Anton's DJing is absolute shite.
Language.
Oh yeah, it's a family show.
How much is
a pie and pint now at the London Stadium? Never eat there, never drink there.
Our pint's
Do
like
we?
a £5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Never. I never get a food there. Dan loved it, didn't he? Once, and it won it like £7 for a hot dog.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are you buying food in the ground?
Oh, I've asked you where your season ticket is next season, haven't I?
Yeah.
It's 2 rows in front.
Yeah.
We're going to try and.
But from what I'm hearing, still 25% of fans is all they're going to let back in from October.
Yeah,
I know that.
And
I don't know.
Good luck for that.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it. All I'm going to say is, if that is the case and it goes to like a ballot, I hope they don't. Those of us that don't get a ticket don't have to then start again.
Yeah.
I hope they just let us keep it, and in the following season we're allowed to just pick it up from then. Because could you imagine that the 25% get their tickets, and then the rest of us, if we don't get one, they go no, back to the back of the queue.
Well, I hope that ain't the way. I hope that ain't the way. But
I'll lose it if it is, because it's just wrong, isn't it? You've got that season
surely
ticket.
They can't be doing it like that.
And it's out of your control that not being able to renew at the moment.
Get ready for renewal emails. They're coming out tomorrow, I reckon.
I did hear Tottenham aren't they Tottenham doing like a 20% deposit?
Tottenham are asking for 20% up front.
Yeah.
And
as a deposit.
They're doing ballots.
Yeah.
And which seems fair. But I don't know. Watch tonight's show and you might find out a bit more.
Bit of the old ITK on the go there.
Not me. I'm not the ITK. Far from it.
Listen,
but
everything as we know is speculation. We're so far behind other countries. All the other countries are hitting spikes.
Spain.
October,
Spain.
Yeah. I don't see us fans 25%, 10%, 1% entering that this year.
County Championship cricket today. I can't remember what game it was. They've got 1,000 fans in the stadium.
They did, yeah, seen that.
And was it some theatre opened up with 30% capacity or something last night?
It's a pilot to attempt to do, and the pilot they won't allow fans in all situations like that to enter the stadium minimum until October. So the pilot has to pass without cases, spikes.
It's still strange to me that certain sports and certain things are allowing it to happen when there's still spikes in other countries. Spain are about to lock down again, and yet we've got the cricket with 1,000 people in there. It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it is odd.
Of which stand probably people coming back from Spain on holiday.
Well, don't forget they got the Champions League and the Europa League in Portugal next month. They're putting them all in there for a month, aren't they?
Mental.
You're there
what a weird time to be alive.
What a weird time. Yeah.
It is so strange.
Dan, football knowledgeable. What's your thoughts on the Souček signing?
I like it, mate. I think it's a really, really good deal. I think it's a wise signing. He's made that midfield so solid. Like, it's ridiculous.
Turned it around, hasn't
he? He really has. Noble's going to go down as a West Ham legend at the end of the day, and he one of 10 players to play 500 plus games for the club. But even with his legs going, we've still been able to do something in the midfield. He's still been able to marshal it. And it's weird because Souček isn't the fastest, but he seems to be able to get box to box so well.
Well,
Yeah.
went there the stat, was it last week that he's run more than anyone else per 90
Yeah,
minutes
it's
since the
mad.
restart?
He's a brilliant player. I just hope now that it's not one of those situations where now he's signed on a permanent that
It becomes
it
crap.
goes downhill.
Becomes crap.
You know what
yeah.
it's like.
He's had to play those 6 months to earn his contract, and now he's earned it. It's like,
I think he's going to be a revelation.
No, I don't
to
think
see
he
him
will.
play a whole season, it's going to be great.
He's really
But,
good.
yeah.
The thing is, though, as much as it's been a revelation,
Life to
when
Noble.
Great
was we
ball in.
talking about
Oh, gone.
deflected?
Oh.
When was we
Noble.
talking about Carvalho? How many years ago was that?
That was about 4 seasons ago.
And we went,
When
we need a
Bilic was
holding
there. When
midfielder.
Bilic was there, yeah.
Like we need a holding midfielder that's box to box that can dictate the play. And they were like, we want Carvalho. And it's taken us 4 years to actually then go and bring someone in.
He has really brought a new lease of life, though, to that midfield, and in particular, like guys like Mark Noble. I mean, he's playing out of his skin, but he's getting a lot of cover, getting a lot of support. I mean, I know you've been on a lot.
All that midfield three now needs is a creative midfielder. You need someone who's willing to put in a shift, a bit like Rice and Souček do, but that have got a bit of ability on the.
But don't we have that though, mate? Don't we have that in Fornals and
I was about to say.
We do, but for me at the minute, Fornals is a trier, but there's no real. I don't know. It's just there's something
really
missing.
A winger, is he?
There's something missing.
Free kick out. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I know what you
mean. But then
he's not really.
Then you look at Anderson.
Sorry, he's not. He's not, Matt. To be fair, and that's where he's playing at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, Fornals is playing that position on the wing, and you were saying I'd like to see Fornals playing that Noble role.
But yeah, imagine Fornals, Rice, and Souček as our starting three next year. I actually
Fornals
think that
still do the graft and the running as well as playing his balls. Like, was it the goal against Newcastle, the first goal, when he split the defence to put Bowen in to square it for Antonio? That was like one of the only times in that game he was in the middle of the park. Like he can do.
Sorry, they did a VAR check here.
That looked like they were holding on.
To be honest with you, lads, I think my stream's well behind. It's not the greatest.
No, there's no VAR check there. I don't know what they'd be checking for.
It's a free kick on the edge of the box. Yarmolenko goes for a shot. Oh, just wide.
Tried to sneak it in the near post.
Jim, you asked for some scores. So at the moment,
2-1.
Yeah.
We're 0-0. Watford are losing 3-1.
No, Watford are losing 3-1, but Watford are having a go.
Well, they were in the first half.
I've got it on, and they are having a go.
Well, they were in the first half, weren't they?
But too far behind, aren't they? Bournemouth are winning 2-1, so
Liverpool just taking the lead against Newcastle.
Arsenal winning 3-1. Brighton, 2-1 against Burnley.
Yeah, Burnley had a goal disallowed from VAR.
Still all to play for. Another question from Jim here. Do you think the owners will spend money to replace Noble or look to youth team?
There isn't really anyone in the youth, is there?
There is.
Spend money. Is that not what Connor Coventry's on the bench for? Is he not going to replace Noble?
Well, Coventry's, I think, an interesting player because we all talked about what's his name, the guy that's at Charlton we talked about earlier, Cullen, as being the Noble replacement. But Coventry is probably a bit more of an all-rounded player, would you say? You know, he can play at left back.
Cullen's kind of been given his chance, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, I don't think he's taken it, to be honest.
As I said, I think he found his level, in all fairness.
Yeah, it happens, doesn't it? Some of them drop down there and they just...
Yeah. But I think, as we were saying about in the preview, if you keep playing them at that level, then they become that level.
Fell just outside the 18-yard box.
I thought he won the ball there. But yeah, if you keep playing that level, then they will develop at that level. This is the first year we've sent Dean Garner out as a kid on loan to West Brom rather than someone in League One. If we want to progress them to where they are looking to go in the first team, we've got to stop sending them out on loan to like Luton and Burton Albion and Oxford, and we've got to look at some Championship teams going, even if they're the bottom half teams, saying, can we get some experience? I still think that Rice won that, to be fair, but free kick.
I've got to say, lads, though, West Ham have surprised me since the restart.
Played well, haven't we? Apart from the first
looked dead in the water,
since
didn't
the Spurs
we?
Game,
Yeah.
Since the Spurs game, this surprised me because I said I got a mate at work that I thought he was a West Ham fan, and after we lost the Wolves and the Spurs game, I was like, "No, we're dead. We're done." Oh, Hurahan.
Free kick just outside there to.
It'd be Hurahan, wouldn't it? Left foot up and over the wall. Grealish.
How far ahead are you, mate?
Jack
They
Grealish.
haven't taken it yet. They're lining up now. Grealish into the wall, corner.
Grealish. Just for Grealish, I hope they go down. Do is that wrong? He's a nasty. He's a
To be fair,
dirty little.
I would say it is wrong, but then I want Bournemouth to go down for Callum Wilson, so I can't really say anything.
Well, there you go. And we might all want Watford to go down because of Deeney.
Exactly.
So there you go.
So no, you're fair enough to say it. But at the moment, it's comfortable for both teams, 0-0.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Villa got this corner, but
Here we go.
Corner
ball
ball,
coming in.
too low.
Whipped in from
Away it
Burhan.
goes. We can break on this now.
Yeah, no, well swept up. He's done well since the restart. That Douglas Luiz.
Well played,
if
Johnson.
Man City try and pick him up again.
What about Johnson at left back? What's the thoughts so far? 63 minutes in, I think he's done all right.
Done all right.
Prefer
The
him
only
at
thing that's
right
let him
back,
down
but
is
he's done all right.
left-footed. Yeah, that's the only thing that's let him down. But then again, his left foot.
Like
got a
I've
few
gone
crosses
with,
in his left.
I don't want to see Fredericks in the team. For me, Fredericks is just the right-sided Masuaku. He's just a pace merchant. He's an absolute pace merchant.
I'd put him slightly above Masuaku, but
mate, not planting that seed still.
No, but he just relies.
I don't dislike Fredericks as much as I do Masuaku. To be honest, I don't think Fredericks is good enough, but I don't dislike him as much as Masuaku. At least Fredericks has an assist or two in him.
What do you think if they could just stop owners such as West Ham owners putting not enough money to a club?
When Masuaku come on the other night,
is there? Yeah,
Masuaku come on the other night. I've been brother-in-law over, was watching it, and he dropped in at left back, and there was 3 occasions where he just stood still. He just stood still. He had no awareness. He didn't see anyone running in behind.
Exactly.
How has he paid money to play football?
And people think I'm harsh on him.
As soon as he came on, I was like, "Oh, Man United are going to win now." I'll be honest. As soon as he came on,
my biggest issue with Masuaku is when someone goes. It's when they go, yeah, but he's a good left winger though. No, but he's not. How many chances does he actually create?
Oh, here we go. Lanzini coming on. You said he has his favourites, and there's his favourite. Why not Anderson? Why not Anderson?
Why not?
Maybe that's a hint.
Yeah.
Here's one for you, Dan. It's good to see Dan getting a run out for half a game at the end of the season. Does that mean Dan will come back in the team for next season?
Yeah, I might come back for a few things next season.
Hi, I feel like Moyes bring on more creative to our side.
Brought more creativity to our side.
Brought more. Souček was a definite good signing. Antonio on form. Yarmolenko is sort of a sub. Yep. Blimey, the lesser spotted Argentine.
Let's get on to the thing that guy was Ross was saying then. What Dan was kind of highlighting is that a sign then really that Anderson's not going to get given a chance? And
well, who's he coming on for? Is the question.
No, I'm
probably Fornals. Probably
if he comes on for Fornals, then yeah, he won't.
Yeah. No. Listen, I'm talking about.
It does actually probably look like Anderson's done.
Felipe Anderson. Talking. Is he done?
I think he is at West Ham. Yeah. Unfortunately,
I don't think he does enough. Noble coming off.
I don't think you was here, Ant, when I was saying about Anderson. Unfortunately, he's a luxury player, isn't he? When you're top 10 and you're not really having to do too much, he's there. He can do all the stuff he wants to do. The nutmegs, the step overs.
No, it's 4 now.
You know, when you're fighting relegation, you can't afford to have that sort of player in the team, can you?
What do you think of Declan going to Chelsea? It's not going to happen. It doesn't matter how many players they offer.
So I've got a theory. Why would he go back to the club that released him as a 13-year-old?
Exactly.
Unless we're talking 200 grand a week, like.
I don't think they got the money anyway. They bought
Chelsea.
Ziyech. Yeah, they bought Ziyech
and Timo Werner.
Yeah. They're on the verge of signing Havertz. Yeah.
They want to bring in a goalkeeper.
3-2 Arsenal Watford, lads.
They want to swap Kepa. It's Kepa and Cash for Oblak, don't they?
Yeah. Okay, another one for Watford. Whew, that is now squeaky bum time for Villa.
They've been playing really well, Watford.
Because Watford were behind. The only reason Villa were in front, I think, is because it was the
United have just taken the lead against Leicester.
Oh, that's dead and buried.
That's Champions League then.
Oh, Leicester fell to pieces in the restart, didn't they?
Before the restart, wasn't it? A couple of games before the restart, they weren't
That's proper Brendan Rodgers, though. He always falls apart late on.
Since they bottled the League Cup, they lost.
He did it with Liverpool, didn't they?
They lost to Villa, didn't they? The semi-final.
Bruno Fernandes. Tell us about Bruno Fernandes, Dan. What a bloody player! He's the one that scored.
He's changed them. He's changed United.
the way Souček has transformed our midfield, you could say Fernandes has done the same.
You know what United have now got? They've got a player who will find those striking options. You know, like they've been playing Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood. That Greenwood looks an unbelievable young talent as well.
Oh yeah,
but when you've got a player like that just sitting in the hole and just pinging passes for fun, it's unbelievable.
Let's not forget
my brother's a United fan, isn't he? And it's been
Nicolai did have him in the back of his pocket for the game. He did keep him quiet.
I think that just shows you how good Rice is, doesn't it? It really does show you how good he is.
Kieran, you're agreed. That's why we're not talking about the game. We're talking about everything else.
I said at half time, it's one of them dead rubbers, and it has been.
It was from the penalty spot, the United goal.
Yeah, from the penalty spot. Yeah.
For anyone watching, we will be coming to you live, literally at full time for the reviews.
Are you setting it up now? Have you set it up?
I'm not setting up immediately. I've got it sitting waiting to get set up, so I'll set it up just about 5-10 minutes before the end of the game.
Okay, so just to tell you what we're doing, we're overlapping this show with a review, and it's going on a couple of minutes before we come off air. Yeah. So you can just switch over and watch again, talking about the same stuff. Actually, we'll be talking about the game, I think.
What about the game? What about the game, mate?
I've got it on, but
I told you half time, mate. This is an end of season dead rubber.
Well, it is for us, but it isn't for Villa. Villa got to be careful, because if Watford come back into this, it's all to play for.
Thing is, even a draw for Watford, I don't think is enough.
Is it not though?
Because I think Aston Villa had a better goal difference at the start of it. I think Aston Villa's goal difference was one better, I think.
No, it was on par.
Yeah, Villa are currently...
Oh, okay.
Villa are currently staying up.
Should have been Hammer of the Year. Did you see that bit of skill in that pass?
Oh, come on, mate. He's no Declan Rice, is he?
Well, he's a defender, isn't he? Well, yeah.
Has that been voted for yet?
Yeah, apparently Rice has won it.
All right.
Can't believe Ogbonna didn't even get runner-up.
Really? Well, they didn't announce the runner-up.
Apparently, Antonio's runner-up.
For me,
as I said, mate,
I couldn't split Oggy and Rice. I really couldn't. I think both are equally as good.
Season. I thought he had a very decent season.
Well, we were a different team.
Like a fish hooked on, Dan. You got me back. Don't get me started.
How can you not rate that? How can you not rate him this season, then? Come on.
As I said, I think people have got short memories because I think up until lockdown, I think it was unanimous. Everyone was saying it was Ogbonna. But I think since the lockdown...
Jesus Christ. In and out.
Declan Rice has done enough that people have gone, his Dec's got to have it. Don't forget, I mean, he was runner-up 2 years running, Dec, as well.
Where's Masuaku in the running? In the running to a new team in Greece, I think. If I had my way.
Back to Panathinaikos.
Back to wherever
Olympiakos, wherever it was.
Olympiakos, yeah. Everyone liked this stream. We're really sorry we're not talking about... I mean, the idea is we're meant to be commentating, so
you've got to understand, guys, but this game is been absolutely dead.
Yeah, but that doesn't make a difference. We do this at for every game.
No, but it does give you an excuse for one game because it hasn't been, there's not been much of a muchness in the game. As I said, Villa had them 3 minutes at the start of the second half where they basically went for it. Oh, good play. Go on, Lanzini, show us something.
What subs can Moyes make to change the game? He's done it.
Well, he's made 3 subs.
But yeah, he's made 3 subs already. He's got 2 left.
Hello? Oh, hopping over. What's he got left? Anderson, Wilshere.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about the 5 sub rule.
And it's staying apparently, mate, as well.
Yeah, keeping it for next year, aren't they?
But they're bidding off this stupid water break, thank God.
Well, it's a tactic break, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah, the tactic break. They're getting rid of it.
The amount of times you see momentum shift in all these games is mental.
Yeah. Aston Villa making another substitution.
Oh, Marvellous is coming on.
Oh, Ogbonna is runner-up. I thought he wasn't. I thought it was Antonio runner-up. Well, deserved. He should have won it, but there you go.
That's what I said. The thing is, right, as I said to you about, people with short memories, Antonio Whitman in the running before lockdown.
Well, this is it. Yeah, agreed.
Because he scored them 8 goals in 6 games. Obviously, it's kept us up. Oh, he's Hammer of the Year. Well, no, he played well for 8 games. He didn't play well over 38 games, did he?
But prior to, it's really Project Restart that has saved West Ham. It wouldn't be the games before that.
So boring. So boring sometimes. Honestly.
Well, no, it was like Mourinho this morning.
It's nice to see that things haven't changed. It's nice to see that the Ogbonna, debate's still going.
He can't take it. He can't take the fact that Ogbonna. I mean, even coming runner-up must really grind his.
It really doesn't grind me, actually.
I bet it does.
Let's put it this way, right? To settle the debate once before it's done, Ogbonna just got runner-up Hammer of the Year. Winston Reid's playing for Salt Lake.
I'm not talking about
in
Winston
the MLS.
Reid. I'm past all that. Winston Reid's been one of our best players of this decade. I'm past that. Now, I'm talking about the now, and we need to sort out that central defence.
Yeah.
We
need to bring Winston back, don't we, mate? We need to bring Winston back from his holiday in America.
Back, mate.
I know he ain't. I'm winding Anton up.
I'm not sold on Diop.
Diop just.
I'm not sold on him. He does stuff sometimes, and I'm just like, what is going on?
He seems to play better.
Do you know he's
against him alongside?
Do you know he's starting to remind me of? Do you remember that comment I made about Kouyaté in his last season? It was like a giraffe who didn't know, his legs didn't know that his legs worked, and he didn't know how to play football. Diop's a bit like that sometimes.
He reminds me now of like you remember when Ogbonna used to first play with Reid, and everyone would go Ogbonna, like Reid would tell Ogbonna what to do.
Yeah,
evolved.
You used to coach him through games, didn't he?
Well, it's now like it's evolved, and Ogbonna tells Reid what to do. Sorry, Ogbonna tells Diop what to do, and if Ogbonna's not alongside him,
and that's why. And that's why Ogbonna should have been made Hammer of the Year, because he was marshalling that defence.
Go on, Yarma.
Go on, hit it. Wait.
Oh
dear.
Oh, Derek, that was awful. But yeah, it does seem like that. But don't forget, I mean, he's still only, 23, 24? Diop?
Yeah.
For a centre
back. Yeah, fair, but
young,
do you know what I mean? It's like, you don't want him to learn bad habits.
It's the same thing, isn't it? If he's playing against, a world-class defender alongside a world-class defender, would you say he'd be better? He'd get better himself?
Yeah. Well, yeah, sure. I do think there's a player in there, but it's just, unfortunately, at the minute, we're not seeing the best of him. So it's really concerning sometimes, the silly little things that he does.
Yeah. It is a great signing. It is a great signing that we're not going to see much in a West Ham shirt anymore. Roberto, apparently he wants to tear up his contract and
mate, I think we'll give it
stay in Spain.
Apparently this is true because he went to Alaves, didn't he?
That's right.
And Alaves made the great escape, and they were supposed to be going down, and they stayed up. And apparently, since the lockdown, he's been one of their best players. I'm not making this up. Apparently, this is true. You know, he got man of the match the other day as well. They won. He got man of the match.
What, for only letting in 3 goals instead of 4?
Because they don't really do crossing in Spain, do they? It's not physical. They don't do a lot of crosses. If you go back to when he played for us, actually shot stopping in 1-on-1s, he done quite well.
As a shot stopper.
Yeah,
is all right. When the ball was being crossed into the box, he was absolutely awful.
Which they don't do in Spain that much.
I don't trust Spanish goalkeepers though.
For that reason, they rarely do well in England.
Yeah,
they don't.
They slap and they punch away rather than catch it as well.
Yeah. So apparently, Alaves are hoping West Ham will just let him do a mutual termination and walk away in time for Alaves.
I think we'd gladly let him go, wouldn't we? He's only got a year left on his contract anyway.
He a contract.
He was free transfer anyway, weren't he? So
free transfer.
We'd be losing out.
Balling from Villa,
30 grand a week. At least we don't have to pay part of his wages if he goes.
We might have to pay him off, but you never know. He only have a year left. I think he'd be happy to go back to Spain. I don't think it's worked out for him.
You can say that again.
I'll tell you who it did work out for, though. The one that we let go so we could save money on goalkeepers was Adrian.
Oh, yeah, he picked up his winning medal, didn't he?
Honestly, can't make it up.
The absolute irony. The irony.
He didn't exactly do well at Liverpool, did he?
No, he didn't, but he still got a Premier League winners
He
medal.
did cost them. He did in literally in the space of a week cost them the FA Cup and the Champions League.
Yeah, but you know.
But he did play enough
sure,
games when Alisson was injured to get his winners medal.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't mind as he cuddles his winners medal when he goes to bed, mate.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm sure he don't mind.
But yeah, you know, we've got probably one of the best goalies around at the moment. You know, in the Premier League, and yet he's played in a team that's struggling with relegation. We let Adrian go, and he's walking away with the Champions winners medal.
Yeah, but don't forget
the
that was
irony
literally
of football.
pure luck, wasn't it? That was literally pure luck because he was like half a day away from signing from some mid-table team in Spain, and then the reason Liverpool came calling was because corner.
But the thing is,
Clearance.
he left West Ham because he wanted first team football.
Yeah, well, this is what I was about to get to. He was
But that was why that's why I had an issue with him.
He was going to take a massive pay cut to go to Spain. He was going to take like a 20 grand a week to go play first league football in Spain. Then Liverpool found out they could make 11 million selling not Carrius, who was the other one?
That comment, brilliant.
Anton.
And I was going to watch Kilmarnock.
Kilmarnock playing now as well. Is that why you're not watching the game?
What is it?
Oh, Bournemouth 3-1 up. Fucking hell.
Are Kilmarnock playing as well? Is that why you're not watching?
I think that might keep them up, mightn't it? Or is it
only if we score?
If we score.
Go on.
Yeah, if we score.
Oh, free kick.
Box.
Unlucky.
Free kick just outside.
But it's good bit of play from Lanzini.
Yarmolenko.
That was
if we
nice
scored,
play, wasn't it? That's lovely. That's lovely.
If we score and we win this 1-0 at the moment, that would send Villa down and keep Bournemouth up.
I actually want us to score. We liven this bloody game up.
So do I want us to score still?
No, but you ain't going to have much to talk about in the review otherwise, are you?
No, there's literally naught to talk about right now. There was that one chance in the first half of Jack Grealish when he should have scored.
Free kick to West Ham, just outside the box. Who's hovering around the ball?
You know we need right now, don't you?
Pyatt.
We need Dimmy, don't we, right now?
He bang that in, no worries.
Do you see he's dropped nearly half his salary from Marseille for the last couple of years?
Has he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dropped it eating all that garlic bread, mate. He's got massive, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Lanzini looks like he's stepping up to this.
Go on, Lanzini.
That'll be in the stands.
Little dink.
Off the pole.
Oh. That's
it was a little dink. Still, he done exactly what you said, mate.
Yeah, but, you know.
He gave it a little dink.
Yeah,
he gave it a little dink, didn't he?
Yeah, well, not good enough. 3-1 Bournemouth then. So are we saying that's still not enough for him, no?
No, because Villa are drawing.
No, because Villa have got a point. But if we score, I think Villa will be down.
Villa go down, yeah.
I think.
Oh, mate, I can't be dealing with
Is there going to be a final
again.
twist? Are we going to get a final goal in the last couple of minutes?
I kind of hope not, because I don't want Bournemouth to stay up, to be honest.
That really was an awful free kick from Lanzini.
It was terrible, wasn't it? It was so lackluster.
Yeah, but the only thing I would say is, when's the last time he actually took a free kick?
When's the last time he did anything, Matt?
Exactly. That's what I mean.
I don't know why it's on. I mean, that probably, as much as we talked about Masuaku not being in the first, even in the squad, okay, maybe through injury. We're playing nice little football, aren't we, at the moment? But as much as that, I mean, Anderson not coming on is also a big statement, isn't it, really?
I would have given that free kick to Yarmolenko, to be honest, because he looked like it was set up for a left footer.
A break by Villa, just outside the box.
Oh, they've got extra men over here.
Stick. Oh!
Good touch from Fabianski, I think. But that's greedy. What's his name? Is it Keenan Davis? Something Davis? The young kid for Villa, the centre forward.
Yeah, I think so.
How much is Lanzini worth now, do you reckon? Well, how much were we looking at when...
Well, no, mate. They can have him for a bag of spuds if they want. I can make some chips with later.
Man City
here you go.
4-0.
Here you go. Mark says a bag of tangy cheese Doritos and a packet of orange clubs.
Yeah.
Sold.
Yeah, right.
What was it when Liverpool were interested in him? Was he worth 30 million then?
Something stupid like that, yeah.
Yeah. So now...
But that was literally right before he got injured, wasn't it?
Yeah. 15, 16 million?
Mate, we'll sell him for that, and he'll probably go somewhere else, play better, and fucking score loads of goals, and be worth like 40 million again.
I can see him going. I can see him going to Spain or Italy, actually. But then the Italian
if he
teams,
goes
they don't have any
abroad,
money.
I wouldn't mind it. Like, everything I hate is when the prospect of we're going to sell someone and they're going to sell to another Premier League team, and you know they're going to go and smash it. Like,
Yeah. It always happens.
Here's an interesting comment. If we score, we will have relegated Norwich, Watford, and Villa.
Blimey. We would become known as the relegators rather than the relegated.
That's normally Palace's job, isn't it? Every year they normally play someone last day and beat them to send them down.
Well, I read a stat earlier that Villa haven't won their last 8 games of the season in the Premier League.
But they don't need to win, do they? They just need a point.
That's mad, though, that they don't ever win last game.
Oh, they've just scored. My God.
Oh, banging finish, although I'm not sure about that.
Grealish. Well, that came out of nowhere.
Didn't look particularly good, Fabianski there. I did see a replay of that.
Well. Imagine losing to Villa on the last game. That's a bit of a downer.
I said, mate, we haven't really been interested.
I'll take the blame because I did just deliver that statistic about Villa being
literally right on cue.
Right on cue.
Drop that statistic, right? The old commentator's curse.
Yeah, this is why I don't come on anymore, lads.
Fabianski. What happened there?
What is that? Yeah, that's awful. That's straight at him. He's dived past it.
All right, lads. Here's a question for you. Fabianski is in his last year of his contract. He's now 34 years of age. Do we look for a new keeper this summer?
We've got to start looking at some point.
You've got to start looking now, probably for next year, because he's going to have a year left at least.
Yeah. Do we extend his contract, or do we just look for a replacement?
35. He won't get.
Jumping on that question still, I think we need to try and sign a new number one because
this summer.
In the summer, because if we don't, I'm not saying we will, but if we don't and Fabianski picks up an injury, then we're back to the whole kind of Randolph.
And it kind of makes you wonder why we went back for Randolph, doesn't it? I mean, was a bit of a.
You know what that was? He was essentially a free transfer. I would celebrate, but my stream was behind all yours.
Mate, it's not a good goal. Yarmouth's cut in 25 yards out. He's had a shot. I don't know who it's hit.
And it is just scooped over. I don't know who it's hit. Is it Mings?
It's just looked all the way over him and gone. And that's just straight down the other end, 1-1.
Brilliant.
I think I'm about to see it.
He gets hold of the ball on the edge of the box. He cuts inside, as we know, with his left foot.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, what a deflection.
Is that
by the way,
is that
our insider knowledge, Russ Budden, who's at the ground, Anderson's coming on.
Guys, it hits Jack Grealish.
Of all the players to hit.
To be fair, though, 95-year-old Pepe Reina, I can't catch anymore, can he? So
no, he's never going to backpedal for that.
Grealish.
But I still think they're safe anyway. I did say 1-1. To be fair, after the game kicked off, I said
how often
1-1.
have we ever seen that West Ham?
We never get those sort of goals.
Going down and getting a rubber to green like that.
Oh,
yeah, it never happens, does it? Never happens.
Well, no, because we should have had it against. Who was it when Antonio went 1-on-1 at the outside the post?
That was Newcastle.
Spurs? Well, no, Newcastle, yeah.
Newcastle.
So I know you mentioned it earlier still on the subject of season tickets as and when we can all get back in there. Are you looking to move forward a couple of rows then?
I'm going to try because there's a couple of guys. I don't know if you remember, there's a guy that stood in front of me who's quite a tall guy, Phil. Yeah. Him and Rob, who were in front of us, aren't renewing. So I'm going to try and get that. That's Anderson's right behind you guys.
Listen, just very quickly, before anyone goes, Stell, I'm going to cross. I've set it all up. I'll get it started in about 5 minutes' time.
Well, wait until we see how long is left in terms of additional time. Yeah.
Well, no, I know that in 3 minutes, so I'm kind of guessing that it'll be a couple of minutes, and then what I'll do is I'll go on, I'll start the stream, and then just jump on, and we'll do the review. So if you are watching, there's lots of you watching just now. I'll make sure I try and get the link, and even Estelle, what me quite good is if I send the link to the channel, you can put it in the comments.
Can do, absolutely, makes perfect sense. Yep.
Okay, so guys, Dan, thanks for joining us. Matt, thanks for joining us. I'll jump across and set up the review. And yeah, fingers crossed we can get another goal and end the season with points.
Look at that.
That's an awful attempt from Rayner. Jesus. I mean, he's about 100 in fairness, but
that was a horrible deflection, wasn't it? You know.
Yeah, generally, Rayner's been around forever.
Yeah, didn't he?
Well, he won the Champions League in 2005, didn't he, with Liverpool? That was 15 years back. He wasn't exactly young then.
Really poor keeping from Fabianski, though, wasn't it, for Grealish's goal?
I don't understand what he like. He obviously lost sight of the ball.
Came right at him.
I don't know if it moved.
Even if he just went like that, he would have like. But he didn't need to dive.
Surely that's obstruction. Come on now. Jack Grealish just laid on top of the ball in the corner. Oh, that's not really a tactic for time wasting, is it?
That's why we don't like Grealish, people. I don't think he's. Get it away, West Ham. Okay. Do you guys think that he should? He deserves to go to a bigger club, Grealish.
I think you would see the Grealish that all the pundits talk about.
If he did,
he's one of them, and it's like, although saying that, you know, we can always go back to Payet. Payet looked a class above every week, didn't he? Because he was the best player in the team. But Grealish sometimes does go a bit missing.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah.
But you know, like, I don't know. There's only so much a player like that can do. Again, he's a bit of a luxury player, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I don't rate him that much, to be quite honest with you.
Luxury players in like a relegation dogfight
aren't best thing to have sometimes.
Do they? Dan, it's a question for you. Is your stream provided by Roy Mail? Full time at Palace 1-1, but we don't care about that. Is Eddie starting off again by saying that there's a goal when there isn't?
Well, they're doing a sub at the moment, so
4 added minutes. Joan says, "Thanks, Joan. You're about 4 hours in front of all of us." So there you go.
Yeah, I think she's seen the end of the game yet, isn't she?
Vinay, Grealish is Lampard light. Yeah, good observation. So there we go. We just seen it, Joan. 4 added
4 minutes. She's about 15 seconds in front.
Do you guys mind signing my petition to bring back Hugo Porfirio? So long as you throw Marco Boogers in, I'd sign it anyway. West Ham aren't that good, boring. Villa aren't much better, Margaret. I'm guessing you're a Villa fan.
It's, as I said at the start, mate, it's a dead rubber. Villa knew a point was enough for them, and they pretty much turned up going.
They're all these players are on their holidays.
Our match was the last 2 weeks. We had Norwich and Watford, and then Man United. That was our games. I mean, it's 94th minute. Villa have won a corner, and John McGinn's running in the corner.
Got on, mate. You guys, Wiggy, don't you? He's just messaged saying, we got to keep Bournemouth up because he loves Bournemouth away.
Mate, I can't stand Callum Wilson.
Don't the fella who sits next to Wiggy? He's from Bournemouth, isn't he?
He lives in Bournemouth, but he's a West Ham. Yeah, Stuart.
He travels up, doesn't he, Stuart? He travels up every weekend for the home games.
That's right. He does.
Mad bastard. I don't know how he does it. Travelling down there once a season was enough.
Right, people, this is the link now. If you want to see the review, which is about to start, because we're going to go as soon as this game's finished, we're going to say off, and then that's the link for the review. So make a mental note of it, or just preferably just go to Irons United YouTube and watch the review, because that's starting any minute now. And just for good measure, just in case we haven't seen it, he's put it up again. Anton, you don't need to put it up 50 times, mate. So here we go. Much easier. Go to YouTube.
What are they doing?
And link to Irons United.
I don't know if you guys saw that. They just Villa won the ball back like 25 yards out, and they had men over, and they just went straight for the corner flag. Like they could have gone for goal. They had men over to play it, and they went.
Well, they don't need to.
That's what I said at the start. I said, it'd be a draw because Villa didn't need to. It was in Villa's hands today, as long as they didn't lose. because you couldn't really see Watford winning. And yeah, Watford had given it a go, but they're still losing 3-2. As I said, I couldn't see them scoring 4 goals.
Do Watford have to win? They do. What draw's not good enough for them, isn't it?
No.
No, because I don't know actually. No, because the goal difference. Because Villa had one better on the goal difference. Because Villa were out of the bottom 4 on goal difference. Bottom 3, sorry. So what win doesn't matter to Watford. A draw only matters to Watford if we won. So if in the next 90 seconds, if we score and Watford scored, Watford would stay up. But I can't see it happening. They're down in the corner flag again, Watford. I think they've got another corner. That's a goal kick. They've managed to run down 3 minutes of injury time, pretty much just forcing it in the corner.
Congratulations there, Dan. You've been congratulated for the...
and Bournemouth will be relegated. Well, Bournemouth won.
It's a weird thing to be congratulated for, isn't it?
No, it's not a weird thing at all, mate. I understand that. Been through it. So, something to be proud of, mate.
Yeah.
Bournemouth won, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
It's why I've grown my ear out, mate. You know what I mean? I've got to learn how to do like plats and all that, haven't I now? So just practice on myself.
And that's it, people. It's finished. It's 1-1, even though the stream is still running.
No, I finished 1-1.
So, yeah, that's it. So if you like to watch the review, please just come out of this link that you're watching, straight back into Irons United on YouTube. Here's the link for you, just in case you missed it earlier. You can just click on it, and it'll take you straight there. We're going to do a review, and thank you all for watching. Dan, mate,
See you later. It's been a pleasure.
Matt, are either of you going to come on for the review, or can you not?
I will. Mate. I'm just going to die for a piss. I'll be on.
Wow, dive.
Family show. Can you stop swearing?
That wasn't a swear word.
Thank you all for watching. Do start watching the review. We're all going to jump over there right now and see you all in a minute.